like the sports streamers from like other
All right,
people's
all right.
podcasts, they
Might
do
be
it this
on,
exact way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Underground Sports Pod. It might look a little different, but that's how we're gonna be doing it from now on. Different look. We're bringing different vibes and things like that to it. So,
Yeah, making shit
yeah,
a lot
I like the
looking
new
better.
logo with the Discord screen. It looked clean, and I fuck with it. Yeah, this is just the best way to where we all could be on there together.
Yep.
Whenever everybody can be in studio. You got.
All right, so
real quick, I forgot to say.
Okay,
Jeffrey
okay.
McNeil. Now I can click on it and make it look this lit. Look, Jeffrey McNeil. We got De'Aaron Yelton. And we got Austin, yo. Yeah, I can zoom in on y'all faces. Yes, sir. That's lit.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's clean. That's clean.
That's
I'm about
awesome.
to look at it on the stream, see how it looks. About to go to the channel right now.
Now we coming to you guys on a Monday night.
Oh yeah, that's clean. So you can kind of rotate a little bit, or you could do the 3-person.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Go
dope.
ahead,
That's
De'Aaron.
dope.
Go ahead and say what you were saying.
But yeah, we coming to you on Monday nights. We figured it'd be a better fit for everybody, including the viewers. Friday nights, Fridays when we was doing them, we realized a lot of people were at work, and not a lot of people can get on and listen to us. So we decided to do it later on in the night when you guys are just chilling. Go ahead and hop on the stream and come talk to us as we talk about some sports going on in the world.
Yep. Now, De'Aaron, you gotta. What we need you to do. We need you to start doing. Why he get weak like that?
Nah, I just start dying. Cause look, bro, I was sitting here doing all this shit, and Azim Austin going like. it was like perfect timing.
But De'Aaron, you need to start watching these NBA finals, because when we start talking about basketball, you get real quiet. We need you to start tuning into these games, man. Need you to start tuning into these games. Basketball is the easiest sport to watch. If you could watch football and you could watch baseball, you could watch basketball easily.
Austin, you've been saying this for 20 years of my life. I still don't really watch basketball.
Basketball is the most impacts. Like it's a sport that's going to draw you in the most, and there's not a lot of dead time. The only dead time is timeouts and commercial breaks.
Yeah.
See, for me, the dead time is
thing,
the first and third quarter.
No, look. De'Aaron, I'll be honest with you. That's the most, especially in the playoff basketball. That's the most annoying part, is because simple fact that there's a lot of timeouts. It's not 3 timeouts. They have like fucking 15.
They got 6. These teams get 6.
Yeah, but and then, like, especially in the fourth quarter, somebody a make a shot, timeout. Now you got a fucking 3 minutes commercial. Then you come back on. Giannis missed a dunk. Timeout. Then we sit here waiting again. It's like that part gets you in.
Yeah.
But same time,
Like the last minute of every game takes at least 15 minutes to get through.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually. All right, so let's dive into some shit. So Game 3 just rolled up.
Yep.
Milwaukee took a 20-point win in Game 3. That's a big win for Milwaukee. But here's a question I got for y'all before we start diving into box scores and stuff. So I've been listening to a lot of Undisputed, and if I got there's planes flying over my head, so if y'all hear that, I apologize. But so I've been watching a lot of Undisputed, and Skip Bayless has been notorious, especially recently, saying that the Milwaukee Bucks are a better playoff basketball team when Giannis Antetokounmpo is not on the floor. So what y'all think about that? He said they are a better team overall without him on the floor.
All right. So I'll break it down for you. So like we always talk about, we all compare sports. So basketball is different in this sense than football is. It's like in football you need all 11 guys, but basketball, one guy can go ahead and win the game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we've seen it.
Can I just? Technically, in the football world, I love my Eagles to death, but we were a better playoff team without Carson Wentz at the helm. We won a Super Bowl without him, so I feel like that's where I kind of related.
Well, his reasoning was. Go ahead.
Look, this is what he means. So when you have a 2-time MVP and things like that, he gets the ball a lot. He's constantly having the ball in his hands. The offense constantly going through him. And let's be honest, Giannis is pretty easy to stop. You don't let him get to the paint. It's so many. If you watch the games, it's probably like they're not turnovers, but in my head it's turnover. When you go down, Giannis get fouled, he missed both. That's turnover. What's the point of that possession? He goes down, he misses a 3, he misses a mid-range shot. I mean, like, what these turnovers? Like, why are you shooting that? You know what I mean? So it's like he's kind of easier to stop. Now than before.
Mhm.
So
We need sponsors.
But
so
see, and also
Venom
this is a big
sponsor us.
problem.
Sponsors, Venom.
Yeah, hell yeah, sponsor us. But anyways, so and this is another reason too. When Giannis is on the floor, you have to run a 5 out because
Yeah,
Giannis can't shoot the ball. So you're having players like Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday,
Bobby
Chris Middleton. Oh,
Portis,
no,
PJ
it's Chris
Tucker,
Middleton.
Chris Middleton,
Yeah, these
all those
guys are just
sliding
kind
up.
of right. They're kind of just standing around watching Giannis do his thing,
Yeah,
and then Giannis just drives, kicks, or he'll drive and get the bucket.
here's my biggest thing. The Atlanta series was perfect. It was close, you know. The Hawks tied it 2-2 when Trae Young and Giannis both were out that game. But
Mhm.
then the following game, Game 5. Well, yeah, wait, what? No. Yeah.
Yeah, game 5. You're right.
Game 5.
Because Giannis missed game 4 and 5.
Yeah, Game 5 was the Bobby Portis game. That was the game that Bobby Portis went out there and he was cutting. He was playing like he had that was his first game ever starting, and he had a great game. I remember watching it with Uncle Dustin. Me and him watched it. And then
What?
Game 6, it was Brook Lopez, 33 points. So
Lost.
what'd you say?
He said De'Aaron looks like he's in an RV somewhere lost in the woods.
My basement look like a RV.
But go ahead.
No, yeah.
Go
Just so I'm saying,
ahead.
Like, they play real
He
team
might-
basketball. You
The
see-
sheet on the wall
like-
too don't help. But go ahead.
It's like it's all spaced around. Like they play team basketball. You see a lot more ball movement. It's not okay. So to me, you guys know like these two could tell you on 2K, like video games and like in general, 5 out is my favorite offense in basketball. But honestly, it can be the most stagnant. You know, like unless you're a team like the Warriors, where they run a 5 out, but all 5 guys is a threat from every single place on the court. You know, they're a threat in the paint, mid range, and 3. That 7-3 and 9 team especially, they were a threat all over the court. So that's what made them so good. This team is so stagnant. It's not. There's no real backdoor cuts. There's no real movement. They're kind of just standing there waiting for their guy to help, and Giannis give them the ball. So it's kind of like
Alright, so
team
Go ahead.
basketball wise, I agree with that 1,000,000%. The team,
Yeah,
I,
I agree.
The team is better. The team isn't better, but they play
Yeah.
better team
They
basketball.
play as a team,
without
right,
Giannis.
right.
Yeah, they play better as
Yeah.
a team without Giannis.
I agree with that. And
Yeah.
see, this is the biggest problem. Everybody's so surprised about Brook Lopez, but if you really think about it, Brook Lopez has been doing this his whole career.
Right.
He's just right now in Milwaukee. He just got to sit there and be a spot up shooter, and that's never what he had to do. He's never had to do that in his career. And when you're 33 years old, as I got a cat in the background, when you're 33 years old, it's hard to completely change the entire way you play basketball your whole life just in a few years, and especially in the finals. I mean, Brook Lopez has never been to a finals. Now he's playing a different way. If you looked in the Eastern Conference Finals, especially Game 6 when he dropped 31 points, that's his game. He's going to put his back to the basket, get the ball in the post. He's going to be able to kick it when he needs to. He plays like a Jokic, and I mean, he's a 4-time All-Star for a reason. Brook Lopez is not a bad player.
Yeah. My biggest thing is that a lot of people were shocked at his his contributions, like what he did when Giannis was out. But to me, honestly, he could if Giannis was to get hurt right now and didn't play the rest of the finals, Brook Lopez can consistently put up 20-some points. I'm not saying he'll get 30, but it's just what we saw when he moved to the second option. When he moved to the second option, and they finally moved Drew Holiday behind him, which they should have done that a million years ago. Then fucking Brooklyn wouldn't even went to 7 if they did that, because they.
But
had
here's
no
the crazy
center
thing.
that can guard him.
Right.
Still, like,
And here's another crazy thing. If they take Giannis out, say Giannis, and knock on wood, there's some wood over there. Let's air knock. Pat, pat. Knock on wood. He gets hurt. Now, I hope he doesn't get hurt. But I'm saying if Giannis gets hurt, here's the biggest thing. Who's going to guard DeAndre Ayton? Brook Lopez isn't quick enough or strong enough to guard him.
Bobby
Guard
Portis
him.
can, but he has like 4 inches.
Yeah,
on him.
but
yeah,
yeah.
he's only 6'10".
Yeah, like Giannis is the only guy right now on the floor that can really stand up to DeAndre Ayton's his size, his speed, his power. No other player on that Milwaukee Bucks team can. So if Giannis goes down somehow, they're screwed defensively because DeAndre Ayton, I mean, he's already shooting like 75% from the field in this series, and he's just gonna have a field day against those bigs in Milwaukee. So you're kind of in a bad spot as Milwaukee.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but they got rid of their big depth this year. You know, they got rid of Robin Lopez, and they got rid of their taller guys, and they brought in two
And they're all-
undersized.
they're missing one of their
wings, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They brought
And they're
in
missing one of
PJ
their.
Tucker and
Mhm.
Bobby Portis. Them two additions is the reason why they're in the position that they're
I
in
love
right
Bobby
now.
Portis. Don't get me wrong. I think Bobby Portis
Yeah.
he's going to be a very good power forward on a championship team. I can see that. I can 100% see him being a very good power forward.
Without them two, I don't know if they're in the finals right now because Bobby Portis stepped up big in the comp, and PJ Tucker's defense has been good the whole playoffs long.
I'm a big fan of Bobby Portis, but also you know what else is hurt Milwaukee is they're missing one of their best spot up shoot playmakers on that team, and Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah. He hasn't been able to play. He's got hurt. Yeah, I don't remember when he got hurt.
It was I'm pretty sure during the regular season, but it's
and that's what
it was against Miami. It was against Miami. It was
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're trying to turn Pat Connaughton, who was just in a fucking dunk contest, into a perimeter shooter. Like that's not his game. His game is to get it and drive as well.
He's their Lou Will.
Yeah.
He's their bench player that's going to take the offense in his hands when Giannis is off the floor.
Right.
That's his role.
But the guy who stepped up the most, but it's like he's the reason you won round one, and then they shied away from him. Bryn Forbes. Bro, he's dropped 62 points compared to Jimmy Butler's 58, who was the leading scorer on Miami. Outscored the best player on the other team in the playoffs, and then you just forget about him.
Like, I mean,
I don't know. I'm not saying start the guy. I'm not saying I like the starting lineup they go with. I'm just saying that, basically,
you got to have a bench scorer.
Put back and put him in. Had the score there.
Right. Look at 90% of the playoff teams. They have a bench scorer. Bryn Forbes can be your bench scorer. Right. Giannis cannot play 48 minutes. He can't do it, or at least consistently. He could do it, but he can't do it consistently. You got to have somebody when Giannis is not on the floor that could put the offense in his hands and get a bucket for you. Bryn Forbes can be that guy. I mean, he showed he could be that guy in the first round.
I ain't gonna lie. One guy I love is the rookie Jordan Nwora. Obviously, you're not gonna throw him in the fire during the finals. But I think his game could develop to be that guy. I'm pretty sure that's why they drafted him in the first place. It's because that's the guy they want him to be.
And these playoffs, man. And he probably does a better job than I would. So I'm not saying anything else.
No, bro.
I am very quickly falling out of favor, and I'm starting to become a non-Budenholzer fan. Mike Budenholzer is losing a lot of my respect personally as an NBA fan. He has done some of the most questionable things in these playoffs. And like you said, sitting Bryn Forbes when you could have a nice scorer coming off the bench to put buckets up. That's just a small move that could have a big impact.
It's like I don't know. I don't know if it's my brain that's fucked up or something. But it's like a lot of times, I understand Chris Middleton's your guy. You know, Chris Middleton's the guy who could shoot. But Jrue Holiday, I love Jrue Holiday, but he's not the guy at the end of the game to be taking all the shots. You know, so it's kind of like, every single time during close games, or it don't even got to be the end of a game. Like I remember during what was it, game 2? It was like they lost by 16. I remember the Bucks had got it to like 8. They fought. They were right back in it.
And then Devin Booker.
But Giannis didn't touch the ball when they got it close. Giannis was scoring to get it close. He like during the run of Milwaukee, he was getting buckets. But as soon as they got it close, the timeout was called. Giannis didn't have the ball. He didn't even touch the ball after that. It's kind of like I don't get that. Like Jrue Holiday was shooting a lot, Chris Middleton was shooting a lot, but like Giannis didn't get too many touches. It's like I understand the team plays better with Giannis, but get him, at least get your looks with him. Like
right.
It's very like questionable decisions from the coach, in my opinion. When you got other great coaches that could take his job right now, and the Bucks could have swept this. Talent wise,
were you gonna say something, Aaron?
My only thing is, like you guys were talking about, fouling Giannis really helps the other team because he's not that consistent of a free throw shooter, correct?
Yeah.
So with him getting his touches, that can create like a hack-a-shack type of thing where they can just intentionally, if they're getting close like that, they can just intentionally foul Giannis because he might make one free throw out of the 2. That's probably why they kind of shied away from him, because they knew they could try to foul him on purpose, because there's guys on teams where they can just their role could be just a foul out of the game.
Right.
So they come in.
At the same time,
you have plenty of buddies to do that. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's what the Hawks did. That's what the Suns are doing. Every single game they foul Giannis on purpose. But here's the thing: there's something called flagrants. They added flagrants for a reason, because if they foul you on purpose and it's not a basketball foul, it's you fouling me just to foul me, then he gonna shoot both the free throws and they get another possession. So if he does make one, he makes one free throw, but then he gets a layup, or Jrue Holiday gets a layup, that's a 3-point possession right there, like they hit a 3.
Now speaking of Jrue Holiday, and you Jeffrey, I'm a big Jrue Holiday guy. I love Jrue Holiday. I've loved him in Philly. Yeah, I love Jrue Holiday. But when he is shooting, Yeah, he's got. I like his first name. I like how they spell Drew.
Yeah.
But when he's shooting 8 for 20 from the field and he's shooting 2 for 10 from 3, you got to take him out in the fourth. I mean, look, you're paying him $30 million, and I know he needs to play for $30 million. But when you can't hit the broadside of a barn, if you're shooting at an ocean and you can miss, you don't need to be playing in the fourth quarter.
Right? No, I don't know about that. Okay, I get what you're
He
saying.
had a great game in Game 3.
But no, he definitely did. But no, what I'm saying is that like Jrue Holiday, he's an amazing passer, an amazing defender. So you need that on the court. They need his defense to guard Chris Paul and Devin Booker on the court, and they need his passing. You know what I mean? But
that's an offensive defense move.
Yeah.
I mean, look at take Doc Rivers. I mean, look, we all know the Ben Simmons situation, but what Doc Rivers did really well in those last couple games was when it was defense, Ben Simmons was checked into the game. When it was offense, they checked him out.
Now hold on.
Yeah.
What's the Ben Simmons situation? Because me and Jeffrey have some opinions on that. What
Oh,
do you
no,
mean
I'm just
Ben
saying-
Simmons situation.
No, I'm just saying like we know he didn't shoot the ball a lot in the fourth quarter. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying where's he gonna go. Yeah, I'm not saying like he's gonna get traded.
Situation.
Right. I'm just saying we all know in the fourth quarter and especially the last 4 games he wasn't playing well. So what did Doc offensively? What did Doc start doing? Offense, defensive subs.
Yeah.
When Jrue Holiday has those bad games, why is Budenholzer not doing that?
Yeah,
not going offense defense.
Budenholzer doesn't in my opinion, like once again, I used to love Budenholzer. I'm not gonna lie. You know, him building
That 2016 Hawks, that 2016 Hawks, I gained the most respect for Budenholzer in that year.
And not just that, just like this Bucks team came out of thin air.
Yeah.
Like, when he became the coach, they just boom team. Like I was like, oh shit, okay, good, this is great coaching. But then now it's kind of like what the fuck just happened? Because like he does the fucking bare minimum needed as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I mean, bro, you need your Mont. You know, the Suns coach.
Yes.
You need your Nate McMillan. These are the guys you need to win the championship. So and like yeah, he also to me. You know what I do if I like you said offense defense. Defense, Jrue Holiday, PJ Tucker, Bobby Portis, all of them get in the game, go. Get in there. Offense, Brook Lopez. I probably would do Giannis too. If it's coming down to shoot free throws and shooting threes, I would take Giannis out on offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there.
Pat Connaughton and Bobby Portis in for him.
It's sad. I mean, it's really scary to talk about that. You have a 2-time MVP, the best player on your roster by far, and you're talking about taking him off when you have the ball in your hands in late game situations. That's how crazy this shit's becoming for Giannis, man.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
I
wild.
have a question. You said because I saw some of the box score and I watched a little bit of highlights on YouTube. I clicked off the video because I saw something else. We don't need to get into that. But the Suns lost by 20.
Yes.
What was the biggest factor in your guys' opinion for them to lose by that much?
Devin Booker.
What do you think it's the offensive consistency? Do you think it's defensive?
It was Devin Booker's his poor performance. So
Yeah, Devin Booker, he shot
was
like
decent. They didn't want to.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
He
it
shot-
it was just he.
I think he only had 10 points and he shot like 1 for 7 from 3. Like, yeah, he didn't have a good game at all. And I mean, look, you're gonna have that. He's 24 years old in his first ever NBA Finals. You're gonna have a bad game, and
Right.
it is good to have a bad game in a Game 3 when you're up 2-0 in the series. That's the perfect time to have a bad game.
But
If you're gonna have a bad game in a series.
I don't think
I would say game 4 after you're up 3-0.
Well,
That'd be a good-
I'm saying in the situation, you win your
That's the
first 2 at home. Right, you win your first 2 at home. You go first game on the road. If you're gonna have a bad game in a 7-game series, you're up 2-0. The best way to have a bad game is in Game 3, where it's a 2-1 series now.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's rare to even get a fucking sweep in the finals. So to be up 2-1
Oh, yeah.
in the finals in general is amazing. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's great
Right.
for them. Like they're in a major position. All they gotta do is steal one of these games.
You won game.
Yeah, if they steal this game, they won it. It's over.
Yeah,
Because
because I don't
Milwaukee's not
see.
gonna beat them at
I
home.
do. Not even that. I don't. I think Phoenix has got this in 7. I don't see
I
a
don't see it going to
situation.
7. I don't see it going to 7.
Oh, I'm saying if it does. I'm saying even if it does go to 7, because I don't see a situation where Milwaukee has to steal a game in Phoenix if they want to win this series. I don't see them stealing a game in Phoenix.
Right.
I don't see that as the case because that Phoenix crowd, the way that the Suns play at home, even if this goes 7, I don't see Milwaukee stealing a game in Phoenix.
How does it go?
What?
How does it go? So it goes first 2 in Phoenix, second 2 in Milwaukee, then
And then
2 more in
Phoenix, Milwaukee, Phoenix. It's
Phoenix, Milwaukee.
Phoenix. Yeah, it's Phoenix, Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Milwaukee, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to remember the gist of it because I know it's only 7 games.
It's 1-1, 2-2, 1-2-1. That's the layout.
No, yeah, but it's just like okay, what I'm about to say is that like I don't think like everyone gets how amazing this is. You didn't see too much of this back in the day, but like I said, we have a 24-year-old, the best player on his team. You know, has an amazing chance to lead them to win an NBA championship.
Now, does he lead them or does CP3 lead them?
Chris Paul doesn't lead them. That's them. But when Chris Paul plays bad, they still win. When Devin Booker plays bad, it's automatic loss. So who's the best player?
Yeah.
Who's the leader? Devin
Right.
Well, the leader is Chris Paul, but the offensive leader is Devin Booker.
No. I'm just saying like the best player on the team is Devin Booker because when Devin Booker has off nights,
I agree.
They lose. Yeah, that was the point I'm thinking. Like basically,
And the leader of the team is obviously Chris Paul. I mean, he's the best. He's one of, if not the best leader in NBA history.
Yeah. He's the vet. You know, yeah. The vet's always gonna be the leader.
He's been through it. Yeah. And like what I was saying, I mean, Chris Paul had a good game. He had 19 and 9. I mean, he had a good game, but he's not the number one offensive threat.
Yeah.
Devin Booker is. When Devin Booker doesn't have a good game, that's gonna hurt him.
Chris Paul's like the third. He's the fourth option sometimes because Mikal Bridges shoots a lot of threes and he shoots them very consistent. I love Mikal Bridges' game because he came in the league. He can't do nothing but play defense, and then he showed to be one of the best 3-and-D players that we've seen in a long time. So
right,
yeah. I mean, he shines. So it's like I mean, I love the roster. It's just like to me, like this one point I always make. If Chris Paul wins this ring, Chris Paul's still the third, on everybody's list, the third best point guard of all time. That's going to stay the same. You know, with Giannis, he jumps to the top 5 conversation for small forwards of all time with a ring. 2-time
for
MVP,
small forwards, okay.
Yeah, 2-time MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, champion. You feel me? It's like, damn.
I mean, I couldn't argue with you.
He would, right there. You can't argue.
He would definitely be in the top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, because I remember he was on, I think what was he on? Your honorable mention, De'Aaron, with small forwards when we did the list? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's like, he would, like, bro, and the thing is that with more championships, he could consistently climb that thing, no matter if he could shoot or not. You know, his accolades would do it for him. But to me, Chris Paul would never be over Magic or Curry, no matter if he plays 5
So this kind of leads in. Right, this kind of leads into the question I was going to ask later on. So, obviously, Jeffrey, you kind of already answered it. If the Suns win this championship, what does this do for Chris Paul's legacy?
And it helps, for sure.
Honestly, Chris Paul's locked in.
100%.
Yeah.
It 100% helps. It won't hurt him. Win or lose, I feel like this doesn't hurt his legacy. Win or lose.
Yeah, I agree.
But if he wins it, it helps him. Now, obviously, like Jeffrey said, he's not going to pass Magic and Curry. He's not going to pass them, obviously. But it's still, I feel like it even cements him kind of in that third spot. Now, if he loses, it's still kind of in that where you can put somebody third or you can put him third. But
now, here's the thing.
It kind of cements him, at least in my list, he's third.
Right. Now, here's the thing. What if he wins it and wins Finals MVP? Does that give him any little extra boost? Because right now he's the favorite to win Finals MVP.
Right. Same for me, at least. Same thing. It kind of just cements him just that little more in that third spot. It kind of locks him in there. It's going to be hard for somebody to pass him unless they do better. Obviously.
Okay. I'm not saying I'm not saying like the type of leader that he is, but like I'm not saying like. Basically, he's been on terrible teams and turned them good. We've seen that time and time again. I'm not saying nobody can do that, but what I am saying is that we've seen guys like Chris Paul a million times. The pass and point guards. We see that a lot.
Okay.
We got several of those in the league. So I think Curry and Magic will forever be 1 and 2 because they completely changed the game of basketball. When you see a guy...
Right.
When you see a guy that's 6'9", playing point guard, passing ball at a high rate, doing everything he's doing, and then when you see a guy who can't miss... who's shooting from the logo and beyond the logo, normally, it completely changes the game of basketball. So that's why they're my 1 and 2.
This isn't plugged into anything. I just didn't want Austin to feel left out as the only guy with a headset on. So I just went ahead and threw mine on. It's not plugged in or nothing. I just wanted him to feel a little bit better.
Bro, I could probably switch mine, but put it on.
Yeah, put your headset on too, Jerry. We'll just all rock our headsets. You don't even have to plug it in. Just throw it on.
Oh my god.
We'll all just rock some headsets with Austin. Oh, he just muted.
Yeah.
I haven't looked yet.
My bad. All right, what were you saying?
Now, I was just saying that. No, but yeah, no. I was just saying
The
that.
bet
It
was
means a
Soto
lot.
winning the first round. But go ahead.
No. I was saying like it means a lot. Like it's gonna help his career. I mean, so much more. I mean, he's a first ballot right now anyway. Like to me, Chris Paul is already certified, and that's what some people don't understand. That's crazy that he's already in the position is one of the best point guards of all time without the ring. That's hard as fuck to do, and he's doing that. Like he's in a position to be a first ballot, easily Hall of Famer, and then with the ring, it just makes it look even better.
Yeah, this is definitely going to help his legacy. But what does this do for Devin Booker? If Devin Booker wins a ring right here,
but for Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, it makes their career because even if DeAndre Ayton,
do we start talking about Devin Booker as a top 3 shooting guard in the league? If he walks away with a chip right now,
yeah.
Because I mean, your arguments will be James Harden, Klay Thompson. Would you say Devin Booker follows that suit?
Yeah, for sure. But Klay not in there. Klay hasn't been doing too good in the past 2 years. My top 3 is Devin at 3, Bradley Beal at 2, and then James Harden at 1. That's my best shooting guards because Bradley Beal, bro. Who else besides Jason Tatum? Who else scores 50, 60 in the East? Or just Bradley Beal.
70.
Yeah, like did that
I would say
Bradley Beal and Jason
D-Book
Tatum?
dropped. Right,
Yeah.
D-Book dropped a 70 bomb.
Right.
He didn't drop no 50-60 or just 50-60. He dropped a 70 bomb.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of like those two are my guys. So it's just like Devin Booker's right. He's right there, bro. He's ready.
Yeah.
He's
there.
top shooting guard in the league.
But for me, he's there. The only thing that would hurt him is if he doesn't play consistently. Now he's so young and he doesn't have that much experience where he has to keep consistent throughout his whole career. If he falls off or anything like that, that's going to hurt him. So even if he wins the finals right now,
But go ahead. Sorry. I don't know why.
If he wins the finals right now, even though he dropped that 70 bomb, you got to stay consistent. I know you're good and you're there. Be there.
I don't know if you remember when he dropped it, but during that 70 bomb, everybody was so much shocked. Devin Booker is amazing, right? But he lost that game. So
he did.
That's how you knew Phoenix
Very
is
true.
that bad. That he dropped it against Boston and lost. So it's crazy
100%.
that this turnaround happened. But what I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna hurt Devin Booker, but it can help if Devin Booker wins Final MVP instead of Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul's gonna win it. I'm not gonna say him not winning hurts him. But that will completely change everything for his career. But to me, guys like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, who both dominated all season long, and then are going to go on and be champions this year. No matter if this was a fluke year from DeAndre Ayton or not, teams are going to sign him just for his experience and things like that. You know what I mean? So he could turn into an average center after this year. He could be kind of a 13 points and like 9 rebounds guy, and he's gonna get signed to everybody's gonna want him, because he won a championship,
Right. We're talking about DeAndre Ayton, right? I just want to make sure I heard it right.
Like
now that man right there,
Call Me Maybe guy, the guy that was singing Call Me Maybe.
Yeah,
that guy.
That guy right there, DeAndre Ayton will be a future MVP of this league, man. Especially if he keeps up what he's keeping up. I can tell you right now.
Yep.
That man's gonna be dangerous, especially because now we're kind of transitioning back into that. We're kind of transitioning back into that love and sinners again league. Because for a while there was a stretch. There was a stretch from like 2013 to like 2018 where DeMarcus Cousins was the only center getting love in the league, and everybody else was kind of meh. And now we're kind of transitioning back into that. We like centers again.
No. I thought you were saying like until now. I'm not gonna lie. Every single team right now has a good big man. I'm not saying they play the 5, but like Giannis is a good big man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid are 2 good big men. Look, Anthony Davis is an amazing big man.
He almost said LeBron. LeBron's a good big man.
Zion's a good big man.
It's just like, okay, you said Zion.
He's young, but he's still good.
Here's my thing about Zion and everybody, right?
Yeah. Listen to this shit. We saw this today.
So look. It's one guy that the Pelicans can match him, but that means other guys are going to have to go. Like, because Brandon Ingram's contract about to come up, right? But Lonzo is the guy they're probably going to have to let walk. And
yeah, unfortunately.
What was it? It was Max Wheeler. What was his name? The year that we saw
Maxi Kleber?
No.
Oh. Max Kellerman?
Yeah. Him. Yeah, so he said what team couldn't use Alonzo Ball? You want perimeter defense? He gonna lock everybody up. You need passing. You need pinpoint passing, an amazing pass vision. He got that. You need a guy shooting 8 threes per game and shooting damn near 40% on 8 threes a game.
37.8 to be exact. So yes, damn near 40%. While shooting, like Jeffrey said, while shooting 8 3-pointers a game, he's still almost at 40%.
He's shooting over 8 point something. So over 8 threes a game, he's shooting 37%. So damn near 40% on 8 threes a game. Lonzo Ball is. So you got the shooting.
Lonzo Ball's a younger Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but
more consistent. Consistent from the 3.
Right. It's just like, bro, his game is, some people say buzz, but really he's way
I don't
better than
think
Markelle
so.
Fultz, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
like
Now
we
right,
never
that's what I'm saying. It's not
is, but he averages 10.5 PIE. Don't know what it means. He
right,
eats 10 slices of pie.
It's not Lonzo Ball's fault he was drafted number 2. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
He probably shouldn't have been drafted number 2, to be honest, because he was really only drafted there because of hype.
No,
I'm saying
no. Look,
Jason Tatum was obviously the second best player in that draft.
No. Going into it, the Lakers couldn't have got Jason Tatum. We already drafted Brandon Ingram the year before. Why did we go get Tatum? You know what I mean? With the Lakers.
Oh, you're talking about the Lakers? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now don't get me wrong. If it was switched around, if the order was switched around, yeah, I think it's totally different. I think if Boston has 1, Jason Tatum goes 1. You know, I feel like if the order was switched around, people still fall in the same places they landed at. You know?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Hold
yeah,
on.
it could be true.
You said if Boston has 1, they still take Tatum?
Yeah, 100%. Because
They
at the
needed
time,
more.
Boston had at the
Isaiah
time Boston
Thomas.
was or not. Yeah, they had Isaiah Thomas, but they were in talks to acquire Kyrie. So you're not going to draft a point guard in Markelle Fultz and then trade for Kyrie Irving. So and they didn't like Lonzo. That's why they fell to 3. That's why they were comfortable falling to 3, because the Lakers didn't want Lonzo because he was another point guard. The best forward in that class was Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
So and that's what Boston wanted, was a forward. They didn't want a point guard.
Yeah, I mean,
because they were trading for Kyrie.
The whole entire draft was guards. Malik Monk,
Yeah.
Fox. It was straight guards.
They
all
wanted a
across the board.
forward, yeah.
So and
Now, obviously, Jason Tatum was the best player in that draft, and it's not Lonzo's fault he was number 2.
Yeah.
But Lonzo's producing well. He's just not producing well for the standard number 2 draft pick.
But to me, he is. Like I mean, it's like in the situation he's in. I mean, you can't help how his career went. I mean, you can't help that at all. He drafted to the Lakers. Then they made moves to go get LeBron and want to compete for a championship. Lonzo could have helped in it. If Lonzo was there instead of Alex Caruso and Rondo, they still could have won a championship easily in 2020. And he could have helped this year with his shooting that they didn't have. So,
Yeah.
But he meant that much that the Pelicans they had to get him. They had to get him and Brandon Ingram to make that deal possible. And then they threw in Josh Hart, stuff like that to get the deal, send him over there. So for Lonzo Ball, because it's a vet, Eric Bledsoe, and then after Eric Bledsoe, you got Lonzo. It just depends. Zion number 1, I guess. Brandon Ingram number 2. You got a vet in Eric Bledsoe. You got all these Steven Adams getting the ball a lot. It's kind of hard for you to get a lot of touches. So for him to be dropping 14, 15 points a game and doing what he's doing, it's actually pretty good. And if whoever team picks him up is winning.
Time they've ever lost back-to-back.
I'm not saying win a championship, but winning. They're gonna win by getting him.
Since 1992, Team USA was 54-0 in exhibition games. Now they're 54-2.
That's crazy. The United States just lost to Australia in an exhibition game, the basketball team.
That's crazy.
So we just lost to Nigeria and then Australia, and Nigeria just beat Argentina.
Yeah,
They've been beating that ass in Argentina.
That's Precious Achiuwa. That's Precious Achiuwa, bro. Try to say. Nah, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. It just to me,
Crazy.
Lonzo can go back to LA and make big things happen because they need a
Oh,
guard.
yeah.
He can go to Boston needs a guard now.
I mean, I like Lonzo. Here's where I think. Biggest deal, and I've seen this all around all over the place. I love this deal, personally. Lonzo sign and trade. Dame Lillard is going to be a Pelican. Lonzo's in Portland.
Yeah.
You lock up Lonzo. That gives you a young guard to pair with Jay McCollum.
But look, that's going to cause even more problems. The reason why they have to let him walk is because Zion's going to want a big contract. Brandon Ingram wants a big contract. Steven Adams is going to want money. Eric Bledsoe is going to need money here in the next 2-3 years. And next year, I'm pretty sure Zion wants money. So in the next 2-3 years, you got millions all across your team right there. So it's like bringing in Damian Lillard, Brandon Ingram might gotta go.
Well, see, because I think I think Zion still got 2 years left, right?
He was
'Cause
drafted not last. He won 2020. He was 2019 draft. So,
right, and you get a 2-year team option.
Right,
so you get the first 2 years and then a 2-year team option. So Zion's still locked up for 2,
Yeah.
and then I want to say Dame's got 2.
Right,
so
so
their
they're gonna
contract
put
will
him
come
at
up
the
at the
same
same
time,
time. So that'll give you 2 years to try and win a chip if you traded for Dame Lillard. Because I've seen a lot of people saying
gonna lie,
that they
but-
like Dame Lillard to the Pelicans.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like it, but at the same time, it's just like, but also a lot of people don't know if Zion is ready to win now. Because,
That's true.
Because to me, I love John Morant, love the guy. I don't think he's ready to compete for championships right now. He's an amazing guard, top guard in the NBA, but he's not ready to be in. Like you replace John Morant and Chris Paul, it's not the team's not looking as fresh as it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you replace Chris Paul with Dame, you know they win at 4. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
somebody's
John needs
ready
a
to
number
compete.
2.
Yeah.
Right, John needs a Robin, and right now he doesn't have a Robin. I like Dylan Brooks, but Dylan Brooks isn't a Robin.
Yeah, no,
He needs somebody.
No, the crazy part is about Dylan Brooks is that he's playing like a Robin when that's not supposed to be his role. So like, he's stepping up
that is
huge
true.
for them. Really, but before they wanted him to get this role, his main job was defense. That's
Right.
What
And see-
he's supposed to be Mikal Bridges. Just lock up and spot up for 3 and do your job. But now he's doing
Right.
so much more. So he stepped
And
up.
see, I like Jaren Jackson, but Jaren Jackson, I don't think he's going to be that Robin guy. And then they got another forward that I like too.
Kyle Anderson,
No, not Kyle Anderson.
Brandon Brooks,
you got- Is it Brandon Brooks?
number 15 with the dreads.
No, it's not him. They got Jaren Jackson. They got another. Hold on, let me look it up. Because this going.
Is you talking about number 1, Kyle Anderson? He plays like Draymond Green and Ben Simmons. He has the ball in his hands a lot, sets up the plays like he's a forward that has the ball in his hand. Or you talking about Valanciunas, who's the big man?
I'm talking about Xavier Tillman.
Yeah. Like the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I like Xavier Tillman too, and he could be pretty decent. Is it Xavier Tillman? No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Brandon Clark. That's what I'm thinking
I
of.
said Brooks. I meant Brandon Clark. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, okay, because you said Brooks. Yeah, because Brooks didn't ring a bell. But yeah, Brandon Clark.
He played with your boy Roy Hachimura at Gonzaga. They was on the same exact team.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
But see, they got a problem too, because those two, Brandon Clark and Jaren Jackson, are going to want a lot of money, and I think both of their contracts are coming up soon.
yeah, Kyle Anderson's about to come up too. He's a starting power forward.
And also, Dylan Brooks' contract coming up soon, and with the way he played in the playoffs, he's going to want to be compensated.
Wait, Valanciunas needs to get paid this summer.
I think Valanciunas makes like $20 million too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they.
He's like 30.
I think they re-signed him this, but he deserves more.
I think so. Yeah.
He damn near, bro.
I mean, he plays well. Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, I was gonna post him on TikTok today, underrated seasons, but the averages on the season was decent, but it was the playoffs where he went crazy. The playing tournament,
Yeah.
he had that like 23 rebound, 24 points game or whatever. Fucking insane. So yeah, like he deserves every little bit of the money he's getting. So
All right. So let's transition a little bit. You brought up the Lakers. You like to talk about the Lakers. So here we go. So there's been a ton of rumors on who's going to be the third superstar with Brooklyn picking up James Harden. They're always talking about LeBron is going to look for that third guy. I've seen a bunch of names thrown out there.
I've seen Brad Beal.
I've seen
Russell
Westbrook, Damian Lillard.
I haven't seen Brad Beal yet, but I've seen Russell Westbrook,
That's the most
Damian
well-known.
Lillard, a ton. Also, to throw in a mix there a little bit, I've seen DeMar DeRozan,
Yeah,
his name thrown around for the Spurs,
yeah.
and then who else? There was a fourth person that I seen. Let me look at it. Steph Curry,
Yeah.
obviously. Steph.
Yeah.
So, who would be your favorite, and then who do you think is more likely to be joining the Lakers next year?
So instead of I'm gonna do a third option.
Kyrie.
No. I'm gonna do the third option. The absolute worst is DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan absolute worst because DeMar DeRozan cannot shoot threes. He can't shoot threes. He's
shoot
not
threes.
shooting.
Yeah.
He's a mid-range finisher. So the Lakers lost their series because of all their shooters were shooting less than 21% from 3. You're bringing in a guy who's gonna shoot 20-something% from 3 on the team. He's not gonna do shit for you. You're gonna be in the same exact boat you were last year. Maybe if the team's healthy, you know what I mean. You might go to Western Conference Finals, but he puts us in a bad spot compared to bringing in Curry. Is instant finals easily. I think Curry is the best out of any of them. Curry's the best because Curry's really good. He's the best off-ball and on-ball player in the NBA, in my opinion. Like, you can put him off-ball, he can do the same shit he did on-ball. He can score 60 off-ball and on-ball. Damian Lillard is I think probably I don't know. I wouldn't say he's the most likely, but I think that's the one because he really wants out really bad. Like he's made it 100% public that he's done. So yeah, because he's making comments saying like, yeah, my loyalty's my biggest flaw and shit like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know most likely because it's all just speculations right now because like we really don't know.
Portland just kind of signed Chauncey Billups, and I think maybe Dame will kind of get a little excited. Chauncey Billups, a former NBA champion himself with Detroit. I mean, one of the biggest leaders in NBA history, and now he's going to be your head coach.
Here's my thing.
Don't disrespect the GOAT. Is Coach Chauncey Billups.
Well, that's what I say.
Just talking about Chauncey Billups. No, that's Coach Chauncey. That's Coach Billups.
No, look,
that's Coach B.
Now, to me, bro, he shouldn't get that excited. Portland is 2 pieces away from a championship too. CJ McCollum is not a championship player. He's not.
That's who I would trade.
Yeah, you need to get rid of him. Bring in Alonzo Ball.
Playoff performance.
You know, get rid of him. Bring in fucking Lonzo or something like that. Bring in somebody that will play defense. CJ McCollum can play defense, and they need somebody consistent. Covington is not consistent.
Yes.
CJ McCollum is not consistent.
Yes.
Melo is not consistent.
Especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. Melo averaged 14 points over the season. That's pretty fucking good for Carmelo Anthony, but it just makes you think, like, what the fuck? Didn't he have some games where he dropped 30? Yeah. He's had some high 20 games, so it's like, how did he only average 14? Because he's inconsistent. You know, like he'll go off and have an amazing game and then come back and drop 4 points.
And then look at your center. I mean, Nurkic is going to give you 18 and 12 in his sleep.
No, Nurkic championship center. They
Yeah, 100%.
But to me,
and he said, Yusuf Nurkic just said, if Dame leaves, he's leaving because this is Nurkic. Nurkic's contract is up. They actually don't have him signed yet. He has no years. Portland's got to resign him.
They traded Gary Trent away for Norman
I'm not sure.
Powell. I think
I'm not sure about that.
But Norman Powell, he's already a champion. He's the guy who will help you get a ring.
I want to.
And I think Anthony Simmons is up too.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say mine. The one that I think is going to happen is probably Damian Lillard. But what I would want, and this might sound controversial, what I would want is Steph.
Yeah.
100%. Because here's the thing.
His shooting and playmaking, LeBron wouldn't have to worry about playing the one. He can actually,
Steph is a 2.
What?
Steph is a 2. Like, yeah, he's got ball handles. Yes, he's got court vision. But can you imagine Steph Curry not having to bring the ball up the floor because LeBron can, and he running off screens all game?
Yeah.
Steph would fucking light shit up running off screens all game.
No, definitely. But that's what I'm saying. Steph Curry is one of the best on-ball players in the NBA, and he's one of the best on-ball players.
Yes, thank you. And that's what the Lakers need because if the Lakers get another on-ball player like Russell Westbrook, now don't get me wrong, I love Russ. And if I would love to see Russ in the Lakers uniform compete for a title.
If Russell Westbrook goes to the Lakers, that's championship as well.
I think they got a shot, but that's the problem. LeBron needs the ball, AD needs the ball, Russ needs the ball. Somebody's not going to be able to have the ball, and it's not going to be Bron.
The best Russell Westbrook was really good on the Thunder when he took backseat roles. This season on the Wizards, he had one of the most underrated seasons as well, playing damn good when Bradley Beal was the number 1 option as well. So it's
when you say technically Russell,
my favorite would be.
Don't
get me wrong.
You know what I mean? So like,
but with the ball in his hand. Russell Westbrook wants to dribble the basketball. Russell Westbrook wants to get his triple doubles. He's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking him. But LeBron James wants the basketball.
Bro, Russell Westbrook puts them like they're not their finals teams. Like they're going to the finals with Russell Westbrook easily.
Yeah, I don't think Russell Westbrook hurts them.
Winning it, it's like that's
like, what do you got to give up though? That's what's gonna hurt. Russell Westbrook's game won't hurt the Lakers, but Russell Westbrook's $44 million contract is gonna hurt the Lakers.
Yeah.
That was what hurt.
Well, yeah, but no, because I think no, but okay. Here's another big thing that's gonna hurt the Lakers. So THT is a restricted free agent. This Talen Horton-Tucker, and teams are gonna max him out.
Oh yeah. So he's gonna get paid.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid a ton of money. But I've been seeing I follow all the little Lakers pages or whatever on Instagram, and it's one called Lake Show CP or something like that. And yeah, they go over everything. They post game by game stuff like that. And they were saying that if they're the Lakers front office, you gotta max out. You gotta like match the max. But they can't do that if they're bringing in another superstar. So to me,
Yeah.
what they do on that depends on what way the Lakers are going.
Yeah, it depends on how much THT is going to get paid because I know that because they have bird rights on THT, and I know if you have bird rights on a player, you could go over the cap to sign that player. It's a certain amount. I don't know if off the top of my head, but I know if you have bird rights on a player, which they do have on THT, that they could go over the cap and sign him. But then it's the situation. Right, what team is going to pay that? Right, how much teams are going to pay THT is going to decide on if he can return. Because if you're THT, you're not going to turn down that money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
If Orlando shows up and they say we're going to give you a 4-year, $40 million deal, and then the Lakers say we can't do that, we'll give you 4 for 6. Just say he's going to take 10. Who's not going to take 10?
Yeah.
10 a year. I mean, like. I'm not going to be, and
Right.
this is what I think could happen. I think THT is going to be part of a sign and trade deal with one of these superstars. Like if they get Russ, THT will be signed and then traded to Washington to fit the cap.
But here's the thing. Here's the tough thing for the Lakers. The toughest part right here. They're not the only team ready to win a championship and a market for a point guard, though. Boston is, too. Boston
Clippers.
traded away Kemba and opened up a lot of money and brought in an amazing young center who could completely change the game for them. But and he's 7 foot. They finally have a center that's not 6'9". Thank God. So they bring in a 7-footer who actually can completely change the game for them. And now they open up a lot of money, get rid of one of the most overpaid players in the NBA. So now they can have money to get one of the guys that they can afford.
Boom,
Like,
boom, boom. Kimball Walker, shots fired. But also, who knows if the Clippers, right? The little brother of LA, they're in the market for a point guard.
yeah.
And especially because guess who is not under contract? Well, technically he is, but he's got a player option. He's probably going to opt out. Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
So if Kawhi Leonard somehow in some universe doesn't return to LA because of the success LA's had without him, maybe they are in the market for a Damian Lillard or a Steph Curry or a Russell Westbrook. You imagine if one of those three joined and Kawhi left, you could still be potentially looking at a championship team. Like if you ran it back and brought in like a Damian Lillard, you would still have Dame Lil, Reggie Jackson, you would have Terrence Mann, Paul George, Serge Ibaka, Zubac. You would still have a team that could potentially make it to the NBA Finals.
Very potentially.
Especially with a main scorer like a Damian Lillard on your team. So maybe the Clippers, maybe the Clippers are in the market for a point guard.
All right, I agree with that.
Hold on, before you go, De'Aaron, hold on, one quick thing before you go. Jeffrey, did you see who's at the top of the list besides the Clippers for making a run at Kawhi Leonard next year?
The Wizards?
No.
No.
Hold on.
You see the top 2 teams besides the Clippers, the top 2 teams that are interested to be making a run at Kawhi Leonard this offseason if he opts out.
What playoff team?
Yes, both. You got the Miami Heat.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of a team that needs a forward.
Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
Purportedly, those 2 teams are going to make a big push at Kawhi Leonard if he opts out.
The Heat, it won't work. It won't because it will work.
I don't know. Because what is the Heat missing?
No. It's not that. Jimmy Butler is a small forward. You bring him in, move him to the 2.
Well, he can move him to 2. Yeah, because Jimmy Butler started as a 2 guard.
Yeah, no, I know.
Jimmy Butler moved to the 3 when he got traded to Philly, but he was a 2 guard when he came into the league.
Yeah. No.
He was a 2 guard in Chicago.
No. I know. I'm saying, but that messes up the guard rotation that they got with Kendrick Nunn, with Goran Dragic, with
Well, see, Goran Dragic's contract's up.
Right, but they gotta resign. If they don't resign him, then they're definitely not doing shit.
But see, what is Miami missing? Miami's missing an on-ball scorer, somebody that you could just get a bucket.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard could just get a bucket.
Right, but at the same time,
I think that'd be a beautiful fit.
They not beating healthy Brooklyn.
And y'all know, but also y'all know that I'm a closet Heat fan.
They might not even beat Philly in my opinion. I think that team's iffy.
But you all know I'm a closet Heat fan. Like, I like the Heat. I always root for the Heat. I don't know what it is about them. I'm a big Pat Riley guy, and I think that's why I root for the Heat. Even though I'm a Wizards fan, and technically I'm supposed to hate the Heat because they're in my division. That's probably my second favorite NBA team would be the Miami Heat. So, obviously, I'm going to be excited about anything. But also, Jeffrey, Victor Oladipo, his contract's up.
Yeah, I know.
That's like $30 million right there coming off your books. If I'm Kawhi Leonard, I'm definitely gonna take a look. That's Miami, that's South Beach. You're living in South Beach. I know he's not a public guy, but it's always nice to live in a warm city. You got the Pat Riley way. The Pat Riley way is known to work. It's worked before, and it'll work forever once he gets the right pieces. You have another defensive superstar in Jimmy Butler, somebody that's going to give you a constant 20 to 25, and he's going to be reliable. You got some young talent around you, like Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. They got talent that's young.
No, they do, but yeah, I don't know. The depth.
I don't know if I would sign, but I would definitely look at Miami. 100%, I'd be looking at Miami. And one team that I wouldn't be looking at, Dallas.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Dallas 100% is like the best place for him or whatever. Out of the teams that's looking at him, is Dallas.
I disagree. No, I disagree. I feel like him and Luka would clash. Because Kristaps and Luka are clashing right now. Kristaps is saying that he's unhappy with his role on the team because Luka takes the shot.
No, but the thing is that like whenever Tim Hardaway Jr. it was last season in the playoffs when it was like from one series, Coach Rick Carlisle whatever put Tim Hardaway as number one option. That was the best series Luka ever had points wise. Besides this Clippers one, he went crazy with 40 something.
Yeah.
He went crazy off ball. So I feel like bringing him in. Dallas already a defensive minded team. You bring in one of the best defenders in the league, one of the best forward defenders in the league.
Yeah.
You bring him in. That's the best team. You know, especially in the
What
West.
about Boston?
But he won't fit in Boston because Jason Tatum.
Honestly, I think if you add a Kawhi Leonard to all 30 NBA teams, if you add Kawhi Leonard it's not gonna hurt any single one.
It'll help, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know. To me, small forward is a tough position to go by because every single good team has a good small forward, and when you go there, you're gonna mess up other guys' minutes. You're gonna mess up rotations, and that could bomb a team and make them worse.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But like, I'm just really interested in this free agency situation that we're looking at for the NBA because a lot of players could be moving to a lot of different teams. There's some big names. Contracts are coming up. Like I was telling them, it's probably Kawhi. I don't think the Clippers want Kawhi back. I think the Clippers saw a future in these playoffs without paying that guy $35 million. And also, one big thing that happened was when Kawhi got hurt, he went to a outside doctor's team, and the outside doctor's team told him that the knee injury was a lot more severe than what he was told by the Clippers. Does that sound familiar? That's what happened to San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard never forgave San Antonio for that thigh injury and misdiagnosing it, and that's what happened with the Clippers.
Can Pops get on here for a little bit?
I think Kawhi gets moved in the situation where he opts out and doesn't want to re-sign with the Clippers.
Tell Pops to get on here because I got a question. We don't talk about it a lot. Unplug them.
Hear me?
All right. So some stuff's been going on this past week that we haven't addressed on the last podcast because we're not a big viewership of it, but we need to address it, and that's in the baseball world. Now, there's a lot of speculation going all around saying that the Brewers have been cheated playing the Reds by terrible calls from the umpires. There was a lot of miscalled strikes, like balls that were about a foot outside the strike zone that were called strikes. You had Christian Yelich get ejected because they said that he rounded first, even though you see him go on the left side of the line.
Go back. Okay.
Look,
the Brewers have not been cheated. It's the Reds have been cheated.
It was the Brewers, especially the Christian Yelich thing, because
if you look at the strike clause, it was actually the opposite way.
It was a bad throw to first, and he turns to like
right. No, that's what you're talking about. Something different. You're talking about Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when you first said it, you first brought this point up,
there was missed calls on both sides, but there was a lot for the Brewers. I looked at the stat sheet. There was a lot of missed calls for the Brewers, so everybody's saying the Brewers got cheated out of a couple wins against the Reds.
But what happens if you play? Okay, if you play Pee Wee baseball,
right?
If you play T-ball, is the only time that this rule doesn't apply. So let's go to coach pitch. What happens anytime you round first base heading to second?
You're in play, but he never really rounded. He just wasn't on That's what they. That's
Inside the bag. He
And what do
touched
they
the
teach
inside
you?
of the bag.
And what do they teach you when you run out of ground ball to first base?
Right.
You run
Go to the
foul.
foul line.
He didn't
Right.
go foul. He went
He
there.
stayed on that inside. I watched that replay 10 times. If you watch it, he stays on the inside part of that bag.
And he
So
goes
that's
there.
a turn.
Right.
And-
For
and-
Jeffrey, hold on.
and-
I'm gonna explain it to Jeffrey. All right, so this is what happened, Jeffrey.
Yeah, no,
Christian Yelich.
Yeah, I know. Instead of like getting it and running straight to the foul, straight up, he
No,
went around to the
This
inside.
is the whole play. This is what got him ejected and stuff because he started arguing with the umpire. So he lays down a bunt. He's
that's
running
not the
up first.
umpire.
The ball gets overthrown to first. Jonathan India catches the ball and he's on the left side of the bag. So Jonathan India walks up and tags him and they call him out. And then he
But
starts
look,
arguing with the
Jeffrey,
umpire
and
and gets ejected. That's
But Christian
what's
Yelich's
going on, so you're caught up.
whole body, including both feet, are,
Right.
are on the other side of the foul
Right.
line.
On the other side of the foul line.
So
That-
he's in play.
so-
He's getting tagged out.
Exactly. So
Right.
and then so
I
his
agree.
first reaction was,
The
"What the
speculation-
fuck are you doing?" That was exactly what Christian Yelich said to the umpire at first base. He said, "What the fuck are you doing? Are you fucking serious?" So dude tossed him.
Right.
He could have brought that a different way. It could have been anybody. Just like when the fucking Pirates hit the home run and forgot to touch the goddamn bag.
Yeah.
We skipped second base.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
They should have won or first base. They should have won the game. That was a walk off.
Right.
Dude misses first base. So does that mean that MLB got it wrong? No, that's the rule.
Yeah.
No.
To me, I don't think it was a cheating call. I just wouldn't have made that call as a first base call. In that situation, that close in the game, I would have just let it be.
That's why
Right,
we're
yeah.
not
It
umpires.
would be an E
That's
6.
why we're not umpires because that would be doing something biased. That umpire has to make that call. If he's on this, you're saying he's on this side of the line.
It has to be an out.
He's tagged. He's out.
No, right. No, I'm just saying, personally for me, even if it was two separate teams, if I was the first base umpire there, and that close of a game, late in that game, on that play, he doesn't
You just
technically
cheated for the team that you would cheat for the other team.
Yeah, because
Well, I'm just saying, I would have called it just an
to go to second. He just
It's
had to
second
stay
base.
on that line.
When that player would have scored,
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying, personally, if I say he
scored, and that would have been the winning run. You could have been considered as an umpire unbiased as cheating. The rule states if he's on this side,
I think that's a judgment.
Period.
Yeah, I think that's a judgment.
No, a judgment clause. I see interference. And
Right, but I'm
go
just,
back and
right, but I'm saying is he technically was in fair play, but also he didn't technically round the base.
Either you're foul or you're fair. Period. If you're running down the baseline, you're either on the baseline or you're out of the baseline. There's no fucking black or white in baseball.
Yeah.
If you're out of the baseline trying to avoid a tag, you're out because you're out of the baseline.
Right, but I'm just saying I don't think the
black and
umpire
white.
got it wrong. I think that was the right call. I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't have made the call in that
That's just
situation
like-
in the game.
that's just like-
I would have let
just
that
last
ride.
night,
As
last night.
Just everything going on with the missed calls.
From the fucking 3-point line, he dunked on dude.
I looked it up, and
It could have been a travel.
It showed the box score for every pitch, and pitches that were supposed to be balls called strikes. They had a percentage, and the average percentage in the MLB is 93%. So 93% of the pitches they get correct. This umpire, I think it was something O'Hare, or I can't think of the guy's name. It was only 89%. He didn't even hit 90%. So he missed.
He hasn't done a year.
Yeah, the league average is
All the pitches,
96.
He missed those calls.
Right.
But that same umpire hasn't. But I'm saying though, listen to me. That same umpire has not got over an 89 all year. Period.
Yes. Here you go. I'm about to give him a free publicity shout out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Umpire scorecards, this Twitter account. It has every single umpire scorecard. for
Look
each
dude
game.
up. Look dude up that was behind the
I just
plate.
clicked
He's
on
not
that.
been over
That's where I
90
saw
all
it. I
year.
looked up on Twitter. It's umpire scorecards.
Yeah.
See that? See, it shows. See, 92%. That's really good, but it's
The league average is 96.
What?
The league average is 96 correct calls on balls and strikes. He had an 89,
He
which
had
is
an 89.
terrible.
But what was you getting to?
Yeah,
though,
that's
Dean?
terrible.
That's
What was you
horrible.
getting?
So, I feel like it was boiling over to the point where when that call was made, that's why Yelich got it. It was just there was so much.
That had nothing to do with why Christian Yelich was ejected. He was ejected by the first base coach because he cussed him out right there on the first base side. Who's the closest to the first base side? Who's the closest to the first base?
Like, what the fuck is
Right.
happening?
No, there was a way. Who's the closest to the? Who's the closest to the first base line?
The first base umpire.
No. Well, of course. But what is closest to the first base line in a stadium? Any of the third base line? What's the closest? The fans.
The fans, yeah.
So they can hear what dude was saying. You're Christian Yelich. You're one of the biggest names in baseball, and you're cussing out an umpire.
Right.
That's like LeBron James cussing out one of the fans while he's at a timeout. Dude, they're going to get in trouble.
Right.
I thought you meant a referee.
Or referee, my bad. I didn't mean to umpire. I didn't mean to say umpire.
How long do you think Yelich?
You guys are looking for conspiracy theories. This is stuff that's happened in the game forever.
Right, but
baseball has no black and white when it comes to rules.
Yeah.
Baseball has no black and white when it comes to rules.
Yeah, it's a lot of gray.
My question that was coming up is: doesn't every umpire have to call a game? Right, Dad?
They're supposed to. Yeah. The way they rotate, every umpire will be behind the plate.
So my question is: should the guy that's only been getting 89%, should he just no longer be in the league anymore? Does he need to lose his job? Or can he just go to where he doesn't have to worry about calling balls and strikes because he's obviously terrible behind the plate? Should he just fucking lose his job? Should he just go to the unemployment line?
No, because Angel Hernandez has still kept a fucking job.
Exactly. And what's his name? Joe West. Joe West has been a baseball umpire for 40 years. And look at some of the calls he's made over his career.
Yeah, Angel Hernandez and Joe West should have been fired a long time ago.
Dude, Joe West has cost teams World Series.
Angel Hernandez in the fucking ALCS, the American League Championship Series, got 6 missed calls wrong at first base. All 6 of them had to be reviewed.
Damn.
Yeah,
No, I'm going on Twitter.
This is not something new in baseball. Since the beginning.
What'd you say, De'Aaron?
I'm looking up the guy's name so we can get his.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Don't worry about that. Let's move on to let's go back to one of the things we were going to talk about earlier. Let's talk about Jeffrey. I got a question for you. You still there, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I got a question for you. And this is serious. I got a question just for you, and I want you to give me your honest answer.
You talking to me?
Yeah. Your name's Jeffrey, right?
Yeah. I think it cut out when you said my name. So I was like...
I got a question for you. I just seen on Twitter the past 2 days, these guys are putting up the best safeties in the league right now. Okay? Now, everybody that watches this and views it knows who you ride or die with.
Right.
Tell me how Micah Fitzpatrick is better than Jesse Bates III.
I never said he was number one best.
I never said you did. I'm just saying you're saying he's the number 1 safety in the league right now.
Well, okay. This
they called him a ball.
It's only one thing. It's only one thing that I did see that does make him look like better is because Micah Fitzpatrick was only thrown in his vicinity 18 times in the season and got 4 interceptions. That's amazing. But that's the only thing you can say is better. I mean, other than that, Jesse Bates is the better safety.
Jesse Bates wasn't in the top
has
5.
interceptions and stuff like that, and Micah Fitzpatrick was actually targeted less, like thrown at less than Jesse Bates, but had more interceptions. So that's why people say he's better. But at the same time, I don't know. That's why I always say Jesse Bates was the biggest snub ever in the Pro Bowl. Like
they said that they showed that, and he wasn't even in the top 5.
That's terrible.
And there was 2 guys in the top 5 that combined had 3 interceptions in the past 3 years. And Jesse's got, and they called him ball hawks. They said they were the 5 best safeties in the league.
One thing I saw
it's proven time and time again. You want to know the real reason that Jesse Bates isn't considered a top 5 safety?
Because he plays for the Bengals.
Because he plays for the fucking Bengals. That's exactly why.
Real reason.
That's
Justin Simmons is not even a top 7 safety in my opinion. He's a great safety, but Justin Simmons is not even a top 7 safety. He's super inconsistent. Harrison Smith is
he's like number 3 on the list.
But it's like they put him over Jesse Bates all the time. I see it, the NFL Instagram does. I see it all over TikTok. People are putting Justin Simmons over Jesse Bates. Like it makes 0 sense to me.
Go ahead.
I disagree, but
That's all because Jesse Bates plays for the Bengals. That's why he doesn't get any respect.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right here.
the kid that played for
Right,
the Bengals, he played cornerback. He has like the 5th most interceptions of all time, and still hasn't hit the Hall of Fame. And 1 through 4 and 6 through 10 are in the Hall of Fame, and he's not. Why? Because he's a Bengal.
No, bro. William Jackson III last season was I think he was like 8th in like completion rate for corners. Like he was locking everybody. He was like top 10 for as a corner, but nobody would ever put him in their top 10 as a best corner in the league.
Well, yeah, but he was also getting cooked a lot. William Jackson III got cooked a lot last year.
No, he did. But at the same time, to be 8th, he was targeted a ton. That's why he was 8th. But to be 8th in completion rate, like he was top 8. That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so let's switch back to basketball a little bit because we got to talk about basketball a lot. Because, it's NBA Finals. So, here's the question that I got. Question of the day, okay?
I'm listening. Hold on. Let me fix this.
No, you're good.
All right.
Is Drew Holiday... Would you move the camera?
Yeah.
Is Drew Holiday...
It kept making like I was looking like sideways because the camera was
Gotcha. So is Drew Holiday a formidable number 2 on another organization? If Drew Holiday was not on the Milwaukee Bucks, would he be and also is Drew Holiday a better number 2 than Chris Middleton?
I think Chris Middleton majority of the time is the number 1. I think Chris Middleton's the Batman.
No.
Oh,
I'm not saying late in the game.
To say that though.
I'm saying carrying the team. I'm saying like throughout the entire season because Chris Middleton, he's the Batman when it comes to late fourth quarter. Yeah, but obviously it's Giannis' team.
But
I'm saying if Chris Middleton played for like the Magic and he was the number 1 guy, they wouldn't be a playoff team.
Right. I don't know, but you're not. I mean, it's still like.
If you took Chris Middleton off Milwaukee,
right,
do you see Drew Holiday still being able to be that number 2, number 2 guy?
I mean, yeah, because every single time Giannis was out or they did play him as a number 2 option, we see 20+ point games. So I think you take Chris Middleton off the Bucks, they're not in the finals right now, but they're still a playoff team, and they still probably would beat Miami without Chris Middleton. It might have said it in 4, it could have been in 6, but I still see them winning that series. But I like Drew Holiday. But if Drew Holiday was to leave, if Drew Holiday switches places with Marcus Smart right now, I think the Boston Celtics play 10 times better. It's just because he can give you some offensively and he can give you the defense. I like Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday really can help a lot of teams. He would help the Lakers. He would help the Clippers. He would help a lot of teams in the NBA right now. And him actually, sometimes getting a super little role, because that's my thing. That there's like game by game, the Bucks change who's number 1, who's number 2, who's number 3. It changes every single game, and I don't like that. I think that's why they're not. They were the reason why they were a good playoff team this year because they were healthy when everybody else wasn't. They capitalized on everyone's injuries. They were a better team than Miami. That's why they won. They were not a better team than Brooklyn. If Trae Young never got hurt, I could see them losing that.
Especially with Giannis going down.
Yeah, so it's like the crazy part is that like them and the Suns just capitalize off everybody else's falls.
Mm-hmm.
So to me,
we're missing one topic, guys. I know we're still talking about basketball.
Of a playoff team, you know what I mean? So it's like. And to me, it's because of the inconsistency on who's number 1, who's number 2, who's number 3. So I think Drew Holiday would be better in a million other systems than that one. But for him to be doing what he's doing in this one, then yeah, I definitely think he can go to any other team and be a number 2, and they'll still be pretty good.
Right. Now, I know we're talking about basketball, and we're going to keep talking about basketball, but there's one topic we're missing that we need to talk about. UFC. Now, we'll get back to that. We need to talk about what happened Saturday night with Conor McGregor. But back to basketball, I would have to say Drew Holiday. He's one of those. I kind of put him in the same boat of Kawhi Leonard in the aspect that if he goes to any other of the 30 basketball teams, he's a good number 2. He's consistent on both sides of the ball. He's going to give you points. He's going to give you the assists. He's going to play great defense. And no matter where he goes, everybody needs that in a point guard, except maybe some other teams. But even if he goes to some other teams, he can still play the 2 very well.
Yeah.
Like, if you put him on the Sixers, Ben Simmons got the 1 lock, but imagine him instead of Seth. Like, kind of nice, Yeah. So I say Drew Holiday, no matter where he goes, he's a great number 2. So I would say, yeah, he's a good number 2. Is he better than Chris Middleton? Not sure. Haven't watched enough to give my honest opinion on that.
Chris Middleton's he's an all-star. You know, he's dropping 40 and 30 plus in games that matter. You know, so yeah, I mean, Chris Middleton got it. Chris Middleton is the he's the guy on the team in big moments.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, the crazy part is the Bucks is holding him back. I mean, holding both of them two back. In my opinion.
Because of Giannis, right?
Yeah, and not just that, it's just the coaching just the system of play doesn't really fit those two guys' games. Jrue Holiday is a guy you need to give him the same role every single game. The reason why he missed a lot of shots or he looks inconsistent at times is because his role is inconsistent. Some games he's walking in number 2. You know, sometimes he's number 1. You know, sometimes he's the 4th. Sometimes he's the 3rd. It's like he doesn't know what it's going to be until the game starts.
Right. He's kind of got that role where he knows what position, but like he's going into the game and they're like, all right, we're just going to put you. You need to sit behind the 3-point line. Sometimes he's like, all right, you need the ball in your hands. We need you to basically go all. And I know I didn't play basketball a lot, but y'all two did. It's hard to stay consistent when you're not shooting. Like Jeffrey in middle school, when you got them games where you was putting up 10, 11 shots, you was going off. But then the next game you'd only put up 2 shots, and then that next game you could put up 11. You might have missed a couple because you didn't get your shots. You know, when you're shooting the ball, you need your shots. You need to get those looks, and when you don't get those looks, and then do get them off and on, it's hard to stay consistent.
Yeah, exactly. That's why guys like. That's why, to me, 6th Man of the Year award is one of the biggest awards in basketball, in my opinion. And that's why I think it even is an award, because those are guys who could come in because somebody could pick up a foul in the first 2 minutes during the game with still 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Then sometimes they won't come in until the second quarter starts. So, you know what I mean? Like, their roles are very inconsistent, and they still drop. Like Jordan Clarkson this year dropped 17.8, something like that, 18 points per game, in one of the most inconsistent roles in the league. But a lot of people are saying that's a controversial 6th Man of the Year because of Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell being out a lot of this year and him being a starter majority of the year. So some people are saying that they don't know if he still wins. But to me, he's still a 6th man because he only started because 2 guys got hurt. You know what I mean? So it's like still technically that's the 6th man's role though. If somebody goes down, you're supposed to come in and fill in right for them. No matter if you play point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Your role is just to fill in wherever the hole is. So
exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like that he deserved it even more when people start saying that. Like,
right.
So now I put something in the group chat, and Jeffrey, you're the designated Lakers fan here, so you'll probably have a lot to say about this too. So this young man, this German kid, really didn't show up in the playoffs. I mean, he had a real forgettable playoffs. And then him and his team announced that he was looking for $120 to $150 million. Or sorry, $100 to $120 million this offseason.
Yeah.
What in your damn mind? What fucking team is going to pay this man $100 to $120 million? He's what, 28?
It's like
barely. He averaged like 17 points, and then in the playoffs just disappeared. We were looking for him. We didn't know where he was at. We thought he was playing soccer in Germany.
Wow.
No, the only team
who we talking about?
Could see
Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah. I mean, I think some teams probably will, and they're dumb as shit. But I feel like a team like Dallas would pay him that type of money. A team who does have no. I'm saying this why.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that'd be fucking stupid.
No. I'm saying this is why, because they're a team that they don't have too much money going around. Luka's on a rookie deal. You know, money isn't going around that much right now. And also, I mean, they have no other max contracts on the roster. So they have a lot of money. So they could pay a guy who has experience in the playoffs, who had experience on, even though he didn't win a championship, on a championship team, how to play with that. Some people like, you know what I'm saying, like DeAndre Ayton, Austin, if this season is a bigger fluke season in his career, if he goes and starts 50% from the field, he's averaging 9 points and 11 rebounds for the rest of his career, he's still going to get paid a lot of money because he's going to win the ring, and he's going to be a guy that was on a championship team and got it done in the clutch. So with Dennis Schroeder being on some great teams, that Atlanta team was really good. That Thunder team came out of nowhere and was good. You know, and him playing with great players. I can see somebody overpaying him. I don't know about 100 to 120, but 80 million is still overpaying him, and I can see teams paying him that.
What's crazy to me is this backlash that happened after the Lakers. Andre Drummond, Dennis Schroeder basically saying they're done.
Well,
It's like-
no. Andre Drummond, from what I saw, Andre Drummond said that like he hopes to come back next season. He said he wants to do a run again. That's what he said.
Right, but he's not going to come back because if he comes back, he's going to have to accept a veteran minimum deal, and he's already said that he's not doing that.
Right? Yeah, no. He like I saw something. He was like, I want to run again. He was like, if we can make the agreement, then yeah. Like basically saying, if they want me, I want to stay here and play. So it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's just like the Lakers' depth 2020 was amazing. This year's depth was actually pretty good. It's just nobody played to the way they were expected to play. Like Ben McLemore played pretty good in his role, but I mean, Caldwell Pope played terrible. Kuzma played terrible. You know, this is like all the shooters played bad. You know,
It's time. Caldwell Pope should have never been re-signed. Let Caldwell walk. Trade Kuzma. Get those money off the books. You're losing Schroeder, Drummond, and Montrezl Harrell
maybe
to
even
free
Caruso,
agents.
because we don't know about this weird legal trouble. What they're gonna do with him? Even though I feel
Oh,
like it's
Caruso,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's nothing, but it might be something, and they might get rid of him.
Yeah. And if they
Can
do
I-
cut
can
you,
I
though, I
ask you
think
guys
if
a
you get
question?
I think if you get arrested and you get cut, they don't have to pay you.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, guys?
Mhm.
I was looking at some contracts, and there's a contract expiring in the NBA. Do you think Spencer Dinwiddie stays in Brooklyn?
No, he already
No.
said he wasn't. That's
Yeah.
the guy who's most likely going to the Lakers. Is him. Most
You
likely.
think
That
Spencer
or the
Dinwiddie's
Knicks?
going to the Lakers?
Don't look out for Spencer Dinwiddie to sign with the Knicks.
Okay, look. The crazy part is, I don't think Brooklyn has enough money for a sign and trade. So a lot of people saying they should sign and trade, but they don't have enough money to sign and trade.
Yeah, they don't.
So-
Yeah, they don't.
So the crazy part is that they have to just let him walk out the door. And look, he posted on Twitter. He said the best guard in free agency is looking for teams. That's literally what he posted on Twitter, saying like, bro, the best point guard for agency is looking for teams.
Right. And see,
to
the
me,
biggest thing is-
Spencer Dinwiddie's he's a 20-something point per game bucket.
Yeah.
He just gets hurt. You know, if he can stay healthy,
He's like
then-
6'7",
yeah,
point guard.
Yeah.
And then also, this is the biggest thing. A lot of people aren't talking about this too. The New York Knicks got the 4 seed in the East. Yes, they got bounced in the first round, but they got the 4 seed in the East, and they have enough money to sign 2 max contracts this offseason.
But
They can sign 2 max contracts.
Yeah.
They can
But-
sign just like in some fantasy world,
Here's
they
what-
could sign Kawhi Leonard and then still turn around and sign like I don't fucking know, like a Damian or like a Victor Oladipo, and fucking afford both of them to add to the roster that already made the 5th seed in the East.
Depot isn't getting a max contract on any team.
No. I was just
No,
saying.
no,
I was
no,
just throwing
no,
out 2
no,
names.
But I get what you're saying though. They can get 3 players because Spencer Dinwiddie's not going to deserve the max. Neither is Oladipo, so they can get both of those and combine both of those deals for a max
With
contract
Julius
together
Randle.
and sign a max contract with Kawhi.
Right.
So,
And you still got Derrick Rose, you still got Emmanuel Quickly, you still got RJ Barrett, you still got Julius Randle. You can add 2 max contracts to that.
Robinson,
The Knicks, if
Nerlens
they play
Noel,
this right,
the team is
right.
deep,
If they
though. That's the
play
crazy
this
part.
right, yeah. If they play this free agency right, the New York Knicks could go from a middle tier team to being a top team in the East,
Yeah.
competing for an NBA
But-
championship. If they do this free agency right.
Bad thing is Julius Randle might want more money after winning Most Improved Player or whatever. You got that.
Yeah, but I think
you
he's
know,
still got 3 years left on his deal.
I
think he got like
had
2 or 3 more
when he
years.
got there.
Let me look.
I think he got 2
Let me look.
left. I'm pretty sure he got. I think he might have 2. But with like Emmanuel Quickly, Mitchell Robinson, and RJ Barrett, you know, they have team options. So this was Emmanuel Quickly's rookie year, so they still got another year and then 2 more years after that they accept the team option. And then
Yeah, you're right.
He's
got-
2 years.
He's only got 1 year left. He's got.
Oh yeah,
This
he
is
had
his
3 when
second
he got
year.
there. He had 3 when he got there. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he got there.
So this is the second year, and then he's got the one next year, and then he's
Yeah,
a free
he's
agent
gonna
after
want
that.
some fucking money.
But that's crazy. He's only 26 too.
Yeah,
Oof, he about to get some money.
Spencer
Yeah.
Dinwiddie only like 26. So
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie's 28 years old in 6 days. I just saw it when I was looking
so
at his
27.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
he's 28 in 6 days.
But like that's crazy to me. Like the
No,
New
he's
York
28
Knicks
and
could
6
be
days, Jeffrey.
fucking
Oh, yeah,
dangerous. Like if you go out, I mean, would you? I'm gonna see. Kawhi don't like the cold weather, but I mean, I'd be looking. The Knicks could be that team. They could be that team soon. We could have New York Knicks basketball in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I didn't think I'd utter those words in my 23 years of life.
Yeah, that's weird.
We were
I don't know.
supposed to. No,
The Knicks have always been bad.
That's actually, bro, that's not as weird as saying Brooklyn. Brooklyn's been worse
Yeah.
my whole entire life.
Yeah.
New York's
Yeah.
been decent. You know,
No.
what I mean?
Hey, look at our
New
finals.
Jersey
Look
has
at the
been
NBA
shitty their whole
finals.
life. Brooklyn's been on the come. No,
Could you,
Brooklyn's
if we would have if we would have time traveled, right, and we showed up to the day.
If you would have said last year Milwaukee and Phoenix were in the championship next year, I would laugh
Exactly.
my fucking ass
Yeah,
off.
I'd have been like, you fucking dumb. Stop it. Stop playing.
Now, maybe in the early 2000s that could have been possible. But Phoenix,
But no,
at
like,
least.
that's what I'm saying. If we like, everybody was hype about the trade Chris Paul to Phoenix, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's a great trade for Phoenix," but nobody was like, "Phoenix, that's a finals contender."
Yeah.
Nobody thought that. And now, oh shit, they're in the fucking finals, and they're 2 games away from winning a championship, the first one in franchise history.
Now, did they have fucking luck of the Irish on their side? Hell yeah, because when you look at everything that happened for them to get to the finals, a lot happened in their favor. But it's still like I'd have been like, you guys are insane. Like, stop talking to me.
No. The short offseason did it all. It hurt everything because, I mean, look at the type of year we had. We had Utah as the number 1 seed, Phoenix number 2. That's weird as fuck. The Lakers 7, Clippers 6. It's like
the Lakers had to play to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of like
that's crazy.
It was a completely weird year, and a lot of injuries happened.
Yeah,
due to
the fucking Atlanta Hawks made the Eastern Conference Finals as a 4 seed. This year was wild, bro. This year was wild.
Absolutely.
It was fun though. I've had the most fun watching these playoffs than I've ever had in the NBA. At least the last 10 years.
Unorthodox.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because it was so
Like
unorthodox.
this final, right? Like we didn't know what was going to happen. We thought that the East, like De'Aaron was saying, we just had a fucking podcast like what a couple weeks ago, like what I want to say like 5-6 podcasts ago. De'Aaron was saying, is it basically wrapped up that the Brooklyn Nets are going to win the NBA championship, and then they got fucking beat in the second round.
Right.
No. It
It's crazy.
The second round because they were up. They went up. What was it? 2-0. They were up something like that against Milwaukee. And Milwaukee was like, nah, bro, it's over because the Lakers were out. The Heat were out because the Bucks beat them obviously. So the 2 people that were in the finals were out. So everybody's saying, but me. What surprised me the most?
Right. I was like someone because I'm the one that asked the question. I was like, is it basically the Brooklyn Nets championship to lose? And I look dumb because I asked the question and they get bounced in that same round, and I was just like,
same round, yeah. 2 games later.
But me, I mean, I technically look dumb, but at the same time, I mean, everybody thought the same thing. That's why the whole Ben Simmons thing went crazy because the 4 seed Hawks just surprised the 5 seed Hawks, right? Because the 5 seed Hawks beat the number 1 seed and went to the East Conference Finals. Which me, when I looked at the bracket, I'm like, bro. To me, I think 76ers can go to the finals easily this year because they have a tune-up game. And I was saying this while Brooklyn was still healthy. While Kyrie was healthy, James Harden was healthy, KD was healthy, while everybody was perfectly fine on the team. I was saying, I think because 76ers had Washington, which, to me, Washington's better than fucking Atlanta and New York is what I was thinking. With Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, all that. Like, yeah, they're better. That's what everybody was thinking. But, they beat them in 5. And then they went on. I thought they were going to beat. If the number 1 seed, the highest seed, New York would have won, I think they would have beat them in 4 or 5. And then you move on for them. Then you're rolling hot. You're 8-2 in the fucking playoffs right now. And you're going against a team who went to a game 7 or something, and you just steamrolled them. You in the finals championship. That's what I was thinking. But I feel like the whole Ben Simmons thing blew up because everybody wanted to find a reason for why a 5 seed made the East Conference Finals. I think if Atlanta was the number 2, if Atlanta was number 1 seed, like how fucking Utah was number 1 seed out of nowhere, and to me they weren't even that good of a team. So if Atlanta was number 1, and then Philadelphia was 5, nobody would say nothing about Ben Simmons. But because everybody was so shocked, like what the fuck, they just beat the 1 seed and now they're out. Yeah.
It was also his fourth quarter, 4 shots.
But yeah, here's my thing. I haven't got to talk to you about this. I feel like everybody's biggest issue is that when they talk about Ben Simmons, because he's second best player on the team, they put him in the same role as Chris Middleton, as LeBron James, as Paul George, as the second best scorer on the team. He's not also. How often does PJ Tucker shoot in the fourth quarter? How often does Patrick Beverly shoot in the fourth quarter? They don't. So Ben Simmons doesn't either. So what's the problem? What's the issue? That's his category. Ben Simmons in the same exact category as PJ Tucker, Patrick Beverly, Jay Crowder. That's his category. He's not with Chris Middleton. He's not with LeBron. He's not a second scorer. Now compare Tobias Harris, compare his numbers to Chris Middleton's and to LeBron's and to Paul George's, and then I'll listen to that, that reason. But yeah.
Here's the thing for me. I'm not giving up on Ben Simmons. I don't think. I think he's still a valuable point guard. He's fucking 6'10". He's the best defensive point guard in the league.
Bro, if Philadelphia, bro, he's easily a top point guard in the NBA for what he does.
Yeah.
His defensive assists is absolutely insane. But I think if Philadelphia fucking gives up on him, he's gonna go somewhere and make 10 times more. And bro, Ben Simmons is the type of player who could definitely win a championship with his game.
Right. But this is what I was saying though. I'm not saying give up on this. I'm not saying give up on Ben Simmons, but I believe that Philly needs to trade Ben Simmons. Not because of Ben Simmons. He needs to change the scenery. He needs a new situation to be in, something that he can get excited about. The Philly fans are never going to forgive him for this playoff performance unless they win a championship next year.
Crazy.
Yeah, unless they win a championship, these Philly fans are not going to get. They're not going to let him have it. They're not going to let him live this down.
Which it wasn't even
He
his
needs-
fault why they lost.
Right, but they're blaming him. He needs a change of scenery. He needs to get traded, not because they need to give up on him, but he needs to go somewhere where he's going to be able to get a fresh start, new team, new organization, new offense, and kind of rebuild his game and let him get that fresh sense.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, if they do a fucking trade and send Russell Westbrook to Philly and they get Bradley Beal to stay, and then you bring fucking Ben Simmons there, amazing team. You got all these shooters around. Thomas Bryant can shoot. Every single player on the Wizards can shoot threes damn near, except for I think Robin Lopez, who actually can shoot decent now. You put him on that team where he's driving, kicking out, he's playing his same exact role, and the paint's not cluttered the whole entire game. They're making noise. They're not an 8 seed. They're a 4 or 5. You know,
if I was Boston, I'd be looking at
him
Ben
too.
Simmons.
Exactly, yeah, and that's amazing to me. Golden State, if they don't give up Curry or Clay.
But the problem with Boston is, yeah.
They can bring in him. So you got Curry, Clay, Draymond, all them around Ben Simmons. They're going right back to the chip. They have a chance to go right back to the chip.
That's the thing with Boston. If Boston were to trade for Ben Simmons, it's a big likely chance that they would either have to give up. They would probably have to give up Jaylen Brown because there's no way they're giving up Jason Tatum.
Right.
And Ben Simmons is good enough as a player that he's going to demand a good player in return.
Walker, they would have to give up probably Jaylen Brown. But if they still had Kemba Walker, then I think they could have snuck out with giving up like Kemba Walker, Peyton Pritchard, something like that.
And see, the luxury that the Warriors have is they have a guy playing small forward that you can move and you can still keep Steph and Clay in contact, and that's if Philly has value in Andrew Wiggins.
Right.
And then you make an Andrew Wiggins for Ben Simmons.
Points this season. He was one of the guys that I was looking on my underrated list on my TikTok. I was going to put him on there. He was having like 18 points per game, and everybody slept on him. Like,
and Eric Pascal. Yeah. You could trade Andrew Wiggins and Eric Pascal and then bring in Ben Simmons. Move Clay to the 3, move Steph to the 2.
Here's the bad thing, though. Golden State championship contender now, or looking like. Philly is not. Philly, that team would be terrible, bro.
I don't know. You got Tyrese Maxey, Andrew Wiggins, Tobias Harris, Eric Pascal, Joel Embiid.
The starter would be George Hill. The starter would
be in the East.
No, listen. The starter would be George Hill. Doc Rivers has never liked a young player ever, bro.
I don't know why.
Got Tobias Harris, when he first was the coach of Tobias Harris in LA, he didn't like him at all. And Tobias Harris was already in the league like 4 fucking years in Orlando, and he was still too young for Doc. And Doc died, and he realized if I want to win any games, I had to play Tobias Harris, and that's what he had to do. He's not going to play Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is 28 years old. That's when Tyrese Maxey gets.
So it'd be George Hill, Andrew Wiggins, Tobias Harris, Eric Pascal, Joel Embiid. In the East, that's still a playoff team. They're probably still a top 4 team in the East.
No, it just like I don't know. That offense would be weird. It's like to me, that's why Doc Rivers is ass to me at this. He's one of the worst fucking coaches of all time, in my opinion, that had championship. He blew multiple 3-1 leads. He's had some of the best teams I've ever seen in my fucking life and couldn't do shit with them. It's just absolutely terrible. And then this year's team, why the fuck are you running the lineup of Ben Simmons at the 1? You got Matisse Thybulle at the 2. You got Tobias Harris at the 3, Dwight Howard and Joel Embiid. Game 7, that lineup was on the court, I think the whole entire third quarter. So the start of the second half, that's what we put on the court. Dwight Howard stood his ass on the block. Joel Embiid does not spot up at the 3. He stands his ass on the block the whole entire time, too. How in the fuck is Ben Simmons supposed to get any points? He's supposed to drive to the rim and shoot. He's supposed to drive and
Thybulle can shoot, but he's not consistent. You can't rely on his jumper constantly.
No, but
Matisse.
Yeah, but the thing is that like I mean he wasn't a lot to me.
I see Matisse as a clear cut.
DeMar DeRozan.
No, not DeMar DeRozan.
Because he can
Oh
shoot
man,
mid-range really good. He can finish really good. play
Thunder.
defense.
He played the 2 guard for the Thunder. Couldn't shoot really.
Cephalosha,
Never would. No. The other guy, younger.
Andre Roberson. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Andre Roberson. But Tybuli's got a better jump shot than Andre Roberson.
Yeah.
But I look at
He's more
Tybuli
like a
just as I
Cephalosha,
did Andre
Cephalosha
Roberson.
couldn't shoot that well, but Cephalosha could hit him when he needed to hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same thing with DeMar. DeMar can't really shoot threes at all, but he can hit threes. So that's how Matisse is. But to me, that he wasn't a liability at all. He was hitting his shots, and Tobias Harris actually won that. That he wasn't a problem in that lineup either. It was the fact that Joel Embiid stands on the block. Y'all saw Clint Capella was on my most underrated seasons. Clint Capella won that series because Joel Embiid was forced shooting. Joel Embiid was shooting a lot of threes and a lot of mid-range shots. He wasn't finishing around the paint. Ben Simmons wasn't shooting in the paint, but it's not technically Ben Simmons' fault or Clint Capella. It's the fact that they had zero spacing. When that's thing that okay, the Bucks coach is terrible, but at least he runs a 5-out when Giannis is on the floor. He don't like that. How many points do you think Giannis will have if Brook Lopez and PJ Tucker both stand on the block and post up the whole entire game? None.
Not
He
much,
would
especially because you can run a zone.
To 10, he would
Yeah.
average 5 to 10 points. He would have
And
5
see,
to 10
that's
points
what
just
helps
like Ben
too.
Simmons.
Right, and that's what helps too. That a lot of people don't even notice. Even when you run it when you run a 5-out with Giannis on the floor, you can't put him in a zone. You can't run his own defense against a 5-out offense.
Yeah.
So Giannis is going to go man to man, and he's going to dominate whoever's ahead of him 99% of the time.
And the scary part is you have to put a center on him to help with the rim, and he's too fast for a center sometimes. And Brook Lopez, you have to put a 7-footer on him too because he's so good with his hook. So it's really hard to stop the Bucks. And bro, we could be saying the same fucking thing about 76ers, bro. Joel Embiid is way better than Brook Lopez, obviously. I'm Ben Simmons not better than Giannis, but Ben Simmons can get it. Ben Simmons can give you the same exact thing as Giannis is giving you, driving to the paint, finishing. Yeah, during the regular season, that's what he did. But in the playoffs, when you got guys just, bro, like the offense was just so terrible. The game wouldn't even been close. Like they the one in 4 against Washington, against Atlanta, and then against Milwaukee if they had spacing.
Right, but you can't. Like, Joel Embiid is more of a post player than he is a spot shooter.
I'm gonna turn it to
I understand, but it's like
old podcast Jeffrey for a second.
Let
me turn it to an old podcast Jeffrey. When we were playing in Pro AM, and I didn't have a shooter in 2K19, and I had to stay on the block, and we was trying to run a 5-out offense, we struggled because I had to stay on the block because I couldn't shoot. And then at 2K20, when I made a shooter, we turned that much better just because I was staying on the thing. And that, I know that's just a video game, but even then, our space was fucked, and we couldn't do anything.
No,
and it's the same way.
It's like yeah. So yeah, on 2K, so you just switch it up on 2K20, y'all. I had a two-way slash playmaker, so my whole job was to pass the ball and play defense and dunk, just like Ben Simmons. That was my whole entire role. But thing is, I would have games with 30-something assists and like 10 points because I couldn't. Not the video game numbers, obviously, but I wouldn't even score that much because of the simple fact that I couldn't get to the paint because our center couldn't shoot, and all he did was stand in the paint. So it's kind of like the same thing in real life. If the paint, so basically it would be 6 guys in the paint when Ben Simmons drove, and it was every time he would drive, it would be 6 guys in the paint. It'd be Ben Simmons, his man, Joel Embiid, his man, and then whoever's the power forward, if it was White and his man on in the block. And Tobias Harris is a post player now that he just post fades and shit like he's fucking LeBron or Kobe. That's
what he's always been.
So it's kind of like weird.
Tobias Harris has always been a post fade.
Yeah,
that's been his patented move, a spin right post fade. He's been doing that since Orlando.
So once again, he posts up a lot too. So a guy like Ben Simmons, I'm not saying he don't fit the team. Ben Simmons is the best. He's the second best player on the whole entire team. So losing him, you have to bring in a guy who's ready to come in and be the second best player or the best player on the team. So, but the thing is that he can't give you that 20 points per game and 30 points per game on this type of offense that everyone wants him to. He can't.
Right.
You know, and the thing is, I feel like before they hired before Doc came in, Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Dwight Howard were already signed. They signed those players in the offseason before Doc Rivers was even hired as a coach. And then they hired Doc Rivers, and this nigga didn't know what to do. Like, he didn't know what to do with the team. Like, bro, you got the 1 seed, great. But in the playoffs, you got to switch it up. You got to play 10 times better in the playoffs than you did in the regular season. And, yeah, but plus, it's not that hard to get good seeding in the East anymore. Like, it's not hard at all.
I think if I'm Ben Simmons, I'm asking for a trade. It's time for him to get a new just a fresh scenery, man. Be able to start over.
Go to so much that I would love is Chicago. I pray to God he goes to Chicago, but Chicago kept Zach LaVine and Vucevic, but they got rid of their young players like Patrick Williams, Kobe White. They got rid of those guys, but their big three would be Ben Simmons. Zach LaVine has turned into a 40% shooter, so he's not gonna be a liability. Vucevic is the spot up. He's basically Brook Lopez, 5.0, a little bit better, but he averaged 23 points per game this season. So it's just that big three in the East would actually be pretty good. Like they would actually make the playoffs and do some damage. Because my thing is that with Zach LaVine's 27 points per game and Vucevic's 23 points per game, if they would have made that trade back when it was only 20 games in, that team would have been in the playoffs this season easily. But because they made it after they already couldn't even make it, it was too late.
Did you hear what the fucking GM of the Thunder said? What's his name? GM of the Thunder?
Hold on.
I know his name. Draft pick lover.
Sam Presti.
That's his Twitter handle. Yeah, thank you. Sam Presti, did you hear what he said? Reportedly?
No.
Reportedly, he said that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does not fit the Thunder's timeline. You're telling me that a 24-year-old player does not fit your timeline?
No, I get what he's saying. Because look. Here's my thing. So his age is perfect fitting, but at the same time, I think what they're going to try to do, I think they're going to try to send. They're probably going to try to package say to Detroit or to who had the second pick, Houston, one of those two, and get the number 1, number 2 overall pick to bring in Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green or something like that. One of these other amazing guards who are younger and stuff like that. I get it, but to me, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander he's one of the best guards in the NBA, and he's 4 years old.
This is how you fix Doc Rivers' career. Make him coach the Thunder.
No, it's not.
Where he doesn't have any old people.
Don't trade away Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He wouldn't have got fired. Do you know that helped him leaving is because of the fact that he couldn't he hates youth.
Yeah, bro. Shai was not getting any minutes in LA. Yes. Shai was not getting no time with the Clippers. Gets traded to the Thunder and immediately balls the fuck out. It's not a coincidence.
That's how you fix Doc Rivers' career. He hates playing youth. Make him go to a team that's literally just youth.
No, bro.
Now you gotta play the youth. What are you gonna try to sign a new team? Fuck that.
No.
I don't understand it, man. Like, why is Tyrese Maxey not getting any minutes in the playoffs?
Makes sense.
Come on. He's produced. Yeah, he's not the best. He's not a starter, but he's a bench. He's a serviceable bench player to help you when Ben Simmons needs a break in the playoffs, and you play him not but 1 minute in a playoff game. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, no disrespect to George Hill. I'm a fan of George Hill. I like George Hill.
I don't.
But Tyrese Maxey is a scorer. George Hill's not a scorer like that. Put him in the game. Come on, Doc. I mean, what has youth ever done to Doc Rivers?
0 for 7 from the free throw line in the game that James Harden had the biggest hiccup in finals history. If he had made,
the only youth player that
won the game.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
The only youth player.
His son and his son didn't even get minutes.
That's what I'm about to say. The only youth player Doc Rivers has ever coached or played in his entire life was Austin Rivers.
Literally.
That's the only young guy he would play.
Without his dad coaching him.
I feel bad for Austin Rivers, man.
I don't.
He's getting a little bit. He's getting a little bit of respect in the Nuggets, but forever he was known as the guy that's daddy got him paid.
I hate that
Austin
shit. Rivers on the Knicks.
No, he's in the Nuggets.
Well, I thought he got. I appreciate he got traded for the Knicks there.
No, he was in the Nuggets. He was in that talk because Damian Lillard was lighting his ass up in the playoffs and dropped 50 on his top.
No.
And after the game, Austin Rivers was like, he was just something else. Yeah, he was something else. He put 50 on your dome. You're supposed to be the defender.
No, but still, bro. Like to me, the one of the reasons I'm gonna go back to the Suns. One of the reasons why I don't like the Suns ring is because they're the biggest bitches in basketball this season. I saw literally when me and Austin were playing the game, watching one of the games. The Bucks shot 5 free throws in the whole entire first half. The Phoenix Suns shot 18.
Look,
all they do is flop, cry, and I mean that's all Chris Paul has ever done. Chris Paul is a bigger flopper than LeBron and Marcus Smart ever. He literally is.
Yeah.
And he mumbles shit under his breath. He like I saw one thing when he was talking to the ref. He was like, when the ref stopped looking, like that was one thing.
Yeah,
that went
that's the most iconic Chris Paul moment. He was laughing, ha, ha, and then walked away and just fucking changed his whole shit. Yeah.
You see that he was talking to the ref and he was laughing. He was going like this. He was like, as soon as the ref turned around, he was like. It kept walking and just walked away. Like
it was funny as fuck.
Bro, Chris Paul, and literally, he literally kept bugging Patrick Beverly the whole entire game, saying shit in his ear, bending over during free throws and was mumbling shit to him. And then Patrick Beverly comes and pushes him in his back and then gets ejected in the last game.
Right.
You know,
now, I respect Chris Paul, but Chris Paul has the most NBA players that hate Chris Paul.
Yeah, because he like same thing with
any other player.
People hate LeBron and Marcus Smart because they flop. Chris Paul flops more than them. And the thing is, LeBron. The reason why everybody say LeBron's a big flop because LeBron he sells it to the T. Chris Paul will fall off, start laughing and clapping after the whistle's called. That's what he like. He don't sit there and sell it.
Somebody who pissed me off this year, but only because
he'll get the call, fall down, and then be like.
Right. Somebody that pissed me off too this year, but now that I'm rooting for the Suns, I'm not pissed off by him. Jay Crowder. Oh my goodness, bro. When he played the Lakers,
flopper, bro.
He thought he was a demon.
No, bro. Look. No. Defensively, he's just like Marcus Smart. So like I remember once he was guarding LeBron in the post, and LeBron did one little bump, and he fell super hella hard, and LeBron just laid it up and looked down on him because it was no call, and it was like shit like that. Like all the teams that flop. Devin Booker literally. He literally he had 3 offensive fouls in game 2 for kicking his foot out. He would shoot a 3 or shoot a mid-range shot, kick his foot out and kick the defender and go like that and make that shit, bro, or make it, but it'll be offensive foul because he kicked them to draw the foul. Chris Paul does it a lot too. Chris Paul, he'll literally jump up right at you in your chest. And the thing is that a foul is not supposed to be called if the offensive player went into you. It's not supposed to be a foul. But
Chris Paul
every time a center is on him, he does the KD. You remember in when KD was on the Thunder, the rip through was the most famous thing. If a defender was like this, had his hand on KD would rip through, get it caught in his arm, and act like he got fouled. That's all Chris Paul does. Every time Brook Lopez switches onto him, he'll literally bump Brook Lopez on purpose, and then fall back and act like he got fouled.
Or you called it twice when we watched Game 2 live. He'd do that thing. They set the pick, get the switch. Soon as Brook Lopez was across on him, he'd do that left hand in and out, step back. When he would jump, he would kick that leg out, and bam, 3-point foul.
That's what we do because when a basketball player does a step back as a defender, especially when this guy is faster than you, so like when a center's on a guard, his first instinct is to jump all up in your face. And every single time Brook Lopez would do that, Chris Paul would stick his legs out, get hit, and then shoot it up and act like he hit. And also one thing, Chris Paul and James Harden, when the guy's up on them, they don't try to land on their feet. The one time Chris Paul did try on his feet, twist his ankle though. I remember y'all saw that too. But no, literally, you saw that clip when Kawhi was leaning straight back shooting a mid-range shot.
Yeah.
That's what Chris Paul does. Every time Chris Paul shoots a 3,
no, Devin Booker does it better.
He just put both.
Devin Booker was touching horizontal to the ground.
No,
this and shooting.
no. One thing I saw is Chris Paul. It took a picture of him and James Harden. That you know how your feet's like they'll have their legs out, they won't even bring them back to land, and they'll just keep them out and fall straight on their ass and try to and they'll draw a foul like that 24/7. And also Chris Paul on his mid-range shots, he'll drive to the paint, shoot that midi, bump the guy on purpose, and still make the shot. Like they just draw so many fouls, which it's strategic. But to me, it's bitch play, because you can't beat the team every single possession. You gotta do a little cheat shit just to win, So
all right. Speaking of bitch shit, that perfect segue. Saturday night, Conor McGregor fights and breaks his ankle. Now, when he broke his ankle,
wow, I done the same shit. He said he beat his face in and talk shit.
The funny thing is, after the fight, Joe Rogan's interviewing him, and he says that it was Dustin Poirier, right? Right.
Is that what you talking about?
He fought Dustin Poirier, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he fights him, and after the fight, he said that Poirier said that because of one of his checks, he broke his ankle. When you watch on the replay, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But
that's what I just said.
He tells him, he says, no, that's bullshit. Dustin Poirier says something, and he looks at him and goes, "That's why your wife in my DMs." I was like, damn.
Like that's just personal. His wife is with Dustin Poirier, and he looks at him and says, "Your wife's in my DMs" as they're walking out the octagon. And he's posted twice on Twitter talking shit to Dustin Poirier. One after the ankle surgery, saying that he's fine, he's ready to fight him again. And all that. And then the second one, he was wiping his ear, and he's talking about Dustin Poirier has a great ground game, my ass, and is wiping his ear off. He's like, just a couple of scratches. It's nothing. Like. This heated rivalry is going insane. I'm excited for but how do you really think the ankle got broke? Do you think it was when he stepped on it wrong, like in the clip, or do you think it was a checked kick that like basically broke it, but when he stepped on it, put all his weight on it, it broke it more?
No, I mean,
when you crack your bone and you put all your weight on it, it can crack more.
All right, I haven't watched the fight, so I'm not sure. I didn't watch anything.
Well, from what I saw. The thing is that Dustin Poirier, he does a lot of leg checks. So that's how he fights, especially aggressive fighters and boxing fighters like McGregor. That's how you fight. Get the legs, then you can get his takedowns. But the thing is that the leg check was a million minutes before he stepped back wrong. I think he broke
a leg check. A leg check, Jeffrey, is when they're kicking and you basically you block the leg. It's a leg check. With your leg.
No,
you block it with your shin bone.
I don't think that's what broke.
When they throw the leg check, when you throw a leg kick,
you make them kick you in the shin. Yeah, you make them kick you in the shin.
Yeah, right. Either the shin or the knee, because the leg kick, when you throw a leg kick, you're aiming for the dead leg part. You're the outside thigh. Yeah. That's where you're leg checking people at. So when you check it, you put your knee up, and then they kick you in the knee, and then that fucking hurts when you kick somebody in the knee.
Right. Yeah.
That's what he said. He broke his leg, but. You watch on the clip, he really breaks it when he puts all his pressure on it.
Yeah.
But
he Paul George did, bro. I'm saying, dude, literally his ankle looked like Paul George. When Paul George landed, and his whole entire foot was side. That's how McGregor. That's what happened.
I'm just glad I didn't order the fight.
He stepped on the side and
it was sideways.
Austin, do you remember how Paul George's ankle broke? How
when he stepped on the pavilion. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like basically the whole side of his foot touched the ground and he put the pressure on the side. That's exactly what happened to McGregor. He went to step back, and all the pressure went on the side. Like he broke it, and then he was standing on the side of his foot. They broke the same way as Paul George. I
didn't watch the fight, but I did watch the aftermath on Twitter. And did you see what the YouTuber Jake Paul what he did? Have you guys seen that?
Well, you talking about his chain?
Yeah.
He got that before
so he
the fight.
bought a chain. Right. No, he sent it to Dustin Poirier. He said, "I'm gonna give you $100,000 gift," and he said he's gonna send it to him. He said, "Do you want me to break the ankle off before, or you want to do it?"
No. The crazy part is that, bro, he was wearing that. He bought it 2 days before the fight, and he was wearing it during the fight. Did you see it? You know after Dustin Poirier beating the first time, McGregor was sitting there like this, like crying and shit. Yeah, and he literally got a chain. It had like a straight diamond diaper on it, McGregor, and it had like diamonds around the gloves. It was McGregor going like this, crying,
and he had NyQuil in his hand.
It was a necklace, a chain that he wore during the fight.
McGregor had a bottle of NyQuil in his hand too.
Yeah.
It was $100,000 chain. He said he's gonna send it to Dustin Poirier because he asked him on Twitter. He said, "You want me to send this to you? It'll be my $100,000 gift." And Dustin Poirier, he was like, "Yeah, send it over." So watch when the next fight happens if that motherfucker don't have that chain on when they do the weigh-ins.
But at the same time, Dustin Poirier said something like he said, "Be honest with you, I'm bored of fighting that guy."
Right, but you gotta give him a rematch. He broke his ankle. I mean, it's gotta happen.
But in my opinion, McGregor's time's up, bro. He's not the same guy he was.
Is this Ronda Rousey?
Like, he's not in the same shape. He's not fighting at the same pace that he has. You know what I mean?
It's not Ronda Rousey 2.0.
So me personally, it's time to hang
Ronda Rousey was a complete different case. But what I was upset about, what I saw was the aftermath. Dana White just bounced.
Yeah.
Like he left the octagon before they even raised Dustin Poirier's hand because McGregor got his ankle hurt. If you're you're a part owner, you're president of UFC, you got to, in the main event of your fight, and you're leaving the octagon before the winner has been announced. Yeah, we know who the winner is because McGregor couldn't continue the fight because he broke his ankle. But you still, as the president of the company, you have to stay in there, congratulate the winner. He walked by, shook Dustin Poirier's hand, went over to McGregor, and he went out of camera, went over to McGregor, and then immediately bounced. And Poirier turned around to say something to him, but Dana White left, and you could see Poirier. He turned around, he was like, Like, bro, you just left. Like,
No.
you can't leave.
Right, and I get what you're saying, but McGregor's his guy. Like, McGregor is Dana White's guy, so when he lost the fight due to that, he was pissed off because, I'm not gonna lie, if he wins that fight and they go to fight again, that's gonna make 10 times more money than him coming off an injury.
Yeah.
Right.
10 times more.
Right.
Yeah, if McGregor wins that fight, that they make fucking bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what pisses him off.
The UFC makes more money when Conor McGregor is the champion. It's a fact.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
they want McGregor to win.
Going through all this stuff that John Jones been going through, but Dana White's never gonna give up on him.
I'm telling you,
he doesn't give a fuck if every single fight John Jones gets busted after every single win for drugs. He's gonna keep them fighting because he makes so much money.
Right. If everybody that is watching this right now, every single person that is on this podcast right now, what the fuck? If you have never watched a UFC fight in your life, there is one fight you need to order, and it's coming soon. John Jones, Francis Ngannou. That is the fight of the century. That is the fight of the fucking millennium.
Yeah.
Soon as that's announced,
because me personally,
I will be pre-ordering that fight.
Yeah, me personally, I'm a boxing person. When it comes to fighting, I've liked boxing over WWE, UFC, like my whole entire life when it comes to like the fighting world. But I think that's because my dad, like that's what he's into. Like him and his dad was in the Ali, just the old. They just boxing. Yeah. Like I'm in a boxing like household, but. And Wilder and Fury, Wild Fury 4.
I want to watch that too. Yeah, I want to watch that
Fury,
too.
It was supposed to literally be at the end of this month, but Fury got COVID.
And check this out. So I was watching this. I watched their weigh-ins, right? So obviously everybody knows that Tyson Fury, I'm obviously not a boxer. Wilder would beat the fuck out of me. All right, so I ain't calling this man out. But we all know that Tyson Fury kind of exposed Deontay Wilder a little bit. We learned that Deontay Wilder is not the best technical fighter, and we also learned that Deontay Wilder can't fight off his back foot.
Yeah, see, also, you need to get into the boxing world. None of that. What did you just said? Not everyone's saying. Everybody that loves boxing that's in the boxing world, Tyson Fury gloves never got checked after the fight, and it didn't get checked before the fight.
No, I'm saying that. I'm not saying that.
He cheated because Wilder has never hit the mat before. If he fought Fury before, whooped his ass, did him dirty the first time, and then he come out of nowhere and he's hitting these hard punches. He's hitting behind the head, and Wilder was on the ground like this. Like, come on.
I'm saying right. So, like, I'm not saying conspiracy-wise.
That whole win just made boxing look terrible.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm saying I'm talking like no conspiracy. Like, obviously it looks sketchy. I'm saying we found out a couple things about Deontay Wilder and his boxing skills, right? Deontay Wilder is obviously power. He's gonna knock you the fuck out at any moment. He could get you one punch and you're fucking sleeping. But when it comes, and in 90% of the time, when you have somebody that has that much power and they lean on their power, their technical skills aren't the greatest because they're a power puncher. I'm saying when I watched that weigh-in, Deontay Wilder looked pissed. He looked focused. He looked like he was ready to murder somebody. Yeah. And Tyson Fury didn't look like he was really taking this shit too serious.
No, he don't. He doesn't take it serious at all. That's why everybody was pissed because Deontay Wilder says, I'm coming here. I'm here for a job. I'm not here to talk. Every interview, he's like, I don't want to do no interviews. I'm here for business. And you see Fury saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna knock you. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna have fun. Let's go. Like he chubby and shit, but. He feel like me. For me, I'm not getting there and box versus an 8-pack. No, I got it. But the biggest thing is that it just looked so sketchy. So Deontay Wilder, bro, I got cheated out that fight. I'm about to come in here and now I'm about to knock his ass out for it. Now that because if a boxer gets caught for cheating, they can't cheat again because every little inch of your shit is getting checked.
Oh yeah.
Everything. They checking your bag on the way in the door.
Yeah, this is the last one. The next one. Whoever wins this fight, there is no rematch. Yeah. The next fight's got to be Anthony Joshua. 100%.
No, but this people don't get. Do you not know why they keep making them fight? It's
because it's money.
They don't. Nobody else want to fight them. Wilder is 6'7", Fury 6'9". In heavyweight, the best heavyweight fighters are 6'2". That's a hard fucking fight.
Right, but I know Anthony Joshua's got to fight one of them soon. Anthony Joshua's got 3 to 4. Boxing heavyweight titles. He's got to fight one of them soon. That submits your legacy if you hold all 4 titles at once. So that's coming.
Technically, neither of them are like top 5 contenders for the belt right now. This fight is just for it's literally Fury is, but Wilder. If he
I would
wins
say
the fight, then he has to fight.
Fury's got a title. Fury,
Yeah,
I think Fury's the WBO champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Fury wins, he has to fight him. But I'm pretty
Right.
sure, like,
Is this not for the
Wilder
title?
might have to defend his belt twice before the fight. So it
No,
might be
because
2-3 years.
there's the obvious. Every weight class in boxing's got 4 champions.
Now, but and then you
Anthony
see
Joshua holds 3 of the 4 titles in the heavyweight class.
yeah.
Tyson Fury holds the other one.
Right.
So this fight right here, this is not for the title. This is a non-title fight. The Wilder
No.
Fury.
No, it is. No, but
It is okay.
In
I was
boxing, whenever you
confused
get
on
your
what you were
belt,
saying.
I'm pretty sure you can't go fight another title
Oh,
fight until
okay.
you defend your belt.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Okay,
Yeah.
we're on the same page. Okay. But still, that fight's coming. Anthony Joshua's got to fight either.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that cements your legacy. If you're a boxer, your goal
To me,
in your career
Anthony
for your
Joshua
legacy is
the
to
only
hold
guy
all
who
4
can hang
titles
with
of your
those
weight
two when it
class
comes to height,
at the
'cause
same
Anthony
time.
Joshua was 6'6", so
Right.
he's the only one that can hang
Yeah.
with him when it comes to the height.
Yeah.
So
But what I'm saying is, for your legacy, when you're a fighter, your legacy to be known as one of the greatest of all time, you have to hold all 4 titles at once. Anthony Joshua's got 3, Fury's got 1. That fight's coming. It's who the fuck is he gonna fight? Is he gonna fight Wilder? Or is he gonna fight Fury?
I ain't gonna to be a 3-time champion. That's like one of the rarest things ever. Is just being a 3-time
Right.
champion.
But
So it's like
I'm saying to be known as one of the greatest, you have to hold all 4 at least one.
No. What I'm saying is that literally everybody, like, after the fight, the end, he was like, that he asked Tank, Gervonta Davis. He asked him. He was like, you just joined rare company with Floyd Mayweather. He only named like 5 guys. And he said, you joined company with them being a 3-time world champion. Or he said, would you like to say you're the greatest fighter in boxing right now? And Gervonta, he's too humble. He was like, no, he said, I'm just gonna keep fighting. He said, I'm gonna get there. And so, but he said, now Gervonta Davis, you gotta amaze you, because you said guys that are power punchers don't got the tactical part of it. That's all. That's what he got. Like that, he's the most skilled power puncher I've ever seen in my whole entire life in boxing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's obviously outliers. Yeah. I'm not saying every single person, but I'm saying like majority of the time when you rely on power
punchers, and that's in the UFC too. They lean, but boxing is easier because you can't get caught with kicks, you can't get taken down. So you see it a lot. Like Wilder and them, they literally lean, and all the whole Wilder literally has one punch. He says it. He has that 199 punch, and the whole entire fight he's setting up that one punch. If you're a boxer, like, come on, I play Punch Out on the Nintendo. Every single one of those boxers in that game had one punch that you had to dodge. They had one thing that they could do. All you had to do is dodge that, and you want to fight.
Yeah.
So a professional boxer, I think that's why Fury had his number the last fight, because he knew the whole fight he's trying to set up that one hand. That one right hand.
And every other fight that Deontay Wilder,
he goes like this. I don't know if you seen the fight here. He goes like this and he goes straight. Bow. That knocks you out every single time it's landed. It has like
every single other fight that Deontay Wilder has ever fought, except that last one against Tyson Fury, he's never been on the defense. Right. He's always been the aggressor in the fight. And that fight, he was backing up. He didn't have I was about to say octagon control, but it's ring control, where he wasn't setting the pace. He wasn't setting the tone. He's never been in that situation before. Fighter.
Wilder, because he's 6'7", he used to the whole fight. I'm just gonna throw 100 jabs, and then I'm gonna throw one, and then set up my right hand. You going to sleep. That's how he fights. And Fury was like, because Fury's he's one of the weirdest fighters I've ever seen fight. He was but he was touching hand. He literally licked the blood off Wilder's neck. Like he was nose to nose with him the whole fight. Like, and the thing is, a 6'7" is
what you do.
A 6'9" guy are toe to toe. That's why Fury won that fight, because Wilder has never in his life fought a guy toe to toe.
Right,
bigger than him, because he's always backing you up, jab, back up, because he's so big.
Because that reach, he's gonna keep you at your distance because you're not gonna be able to punch him, and he's gonna be able to
had a longer reach, even though Fury was 6'9". I'm pretty sure he still had a longer reach. So I think he does. He was expecting just to jab the whole fight, and Fury was licking his neck, like he was that close.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was something that Wilder's never experienced before. But I bet you $100 that Wilder in this camp has been working on that. Right. He's probably been working on a lot of more defensive fighting, a lot of being up against the ropes and being able to dodge and evade. I mean, that's what made Floyd Mayweather so fucking spectacular. Is this man was not the aggressor in a lot of his fights. He was against the ropes, but you were not making contact with him. Yeah, if Deontay Wilder can...
Gervonta Davis is a counterpuncher just like Floyd, just with 10 times more power.
I love counterpunchers.
Yeah, like literally the whole entire fight, he's sitting there, he's jumping back like this, like that's
Uh-huh.
how he's being Floyd. Like to me, it's not running. It's more like Floyd run. Like after
There's a
in my
difference.
lifetime,
Yeah.
since 2003 on, Floyd had just ran. But before that, Floyd fight how Gervonta fights now. The whole time he's gonna get up on you. He's gonna sit there. He's not gonna punch you. He's gonna use his fist to like touch your face, see what you do, just to get you to throw that one punch, weave you out. Like we'll
And
get to the next one.
I think a lot of times what happened with Floyd was when you get older, your power starts to leave you.
Right.
And I mean,
Bro,
what Floyd did
that's why
great was
Gervonta has such
he
a
didn't
big
get punched.
Being 25-0 with 24 knockouts at his age is crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I mean, definitely.
Yeah, like
And if this guy, if you get punched the least and you still have power in your hands to knock a motherfucker out, not only are you going to be successful, but you're gonna make a lot of money because he's gonna be able to fight for a long time. If you're getting punched 40 times in an 8 to 12 round fight, you're gonna be able to last a lot longer career wise.
But the thing is that what a lot of people are saying is that, so what makes Gervonta look better than Floyd as of right now is that, like you said, when Floyd got older, Floyd didn't fight the best until he got older. That's when Floyd started going against some of the guys.
Pacquiao, Floyd,
You're going against Canelo. He started going against the best old one, so he wasn't knocking the best out. He was winning on decision. He wasn't knocking him out, but he was winning on decision.
Also, a lot of people don't also talk about
every single division around his. He's went against a guy 5. He went against the best 140, and he starts fighting at 130. He went up, fought the champion, the best fighter in 140, the undefeated fighter in 140.
Right, and we all know in 2 minutes it'll be July 13th, but as of July 12th, 2021, Floyd Mayweather is arguably, and it would be a very hard case to not argue this, is the greatest fighter of all time. Right, we all know that. Right now, as of today.
50-0, yeah.
Right. But a lot of people don't talk about that 50th win was a non-boxer win because he fought Conor, because that was a real fight. That was an expedition, right?
Yeah, it was
right. I'm right about that.
Yeah.
So that was the 50th win, but the other 49, like you were saying, he didn't fight Pacquiao till 2016.
Yeah, bro, he didn't fight. No, I'm not gonna say no comp because he fought obviously, but he didn't fight the guys at the top of his weight class and the guys at the top of their game until the end of his career. That's what I was saying. When you got guys like Gervonta Davis fought Leo Santa Cruz at 3 times.
When did he fight Roy? Didn't he fight Roy Jones?
Wait, Roy Jones wasn't in the same weight class as him.
Then maybe I was wrong about that.
I'm pretty sure ain't Roy Jones a heavyweight?
No. Roy Jones wasn't a heavyweight. No. Oh, okay. I see it said right here: Roy Jones versus Floyd Mayweather.
Jones Jr. fought heavyweight, middleweight, and light heavyweight.
Middleweight. He was known as a middleweight.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah. I was wrong.
Like the majority of his career, he was a light heavyweight, and then he dominated that, so he went up to heavyweight. I remember him fighting heavyweight, being little as shit and quick. But yeah, like Gervonta Davis is literally amazing because, bro, he fought Leo Santa Cruz, who's I think he was a 4-time champion, like in all, but he was holding 3 belts at the time when he fought Gervonta, and he was he's never been rocked before. Gervonta didn't rock him; he knocked him out. Had him sleep against the ropes. You know, it's like Gervonta did that. He went on to fight a guy in Floyd. I think I saw somewhere like he went against 3 people that had an O. Like 3. Gervonta Davis has already fought like 2, 3 already in his career. He's already like tied him already. And like the guy he just fought was the best fighter in 140, 27-0 with 21 knockouts. So Gervonta was like, I want that. That's what I want to fight. I fight 130.
I respect it. I respect the hell of it.
Like he fights 130, he's going up to 140 to fight an undefeated champion, and then knocked him out, took his belt.
I mean, I respect the hell out of it. You got to be the best. You got to beat the best. Yeah, I like you're not scared. I like that he's not scared. But look,
I ain't never gonna walk up to Gervonta in the street and try to fight him.
All right, now I'm telling you right now though, if you have never watched a UFC event before, and you do not order John Jones, Francis Ngannou, it's coming soon. It's not been announced yet. That's the fight. Yeah. John Jones is moving up to heavyweight. He's not going to fight nobody but for the title. Francis Ngannou is the champion. This is going to be the best fight. John Jones is a stand-up guy. Francis Ngannou known for knocking a motherfucker's head off. But John Jones can take it to the ground. Is Francis Ngannou going to be able to do that shit on the ground too? Bro, I'm excited, bro. That's literally all I can think about.
John Jones going to beat his ass, win by TKO, and then he was caught with weed, so he's going to take the belt. and then Ngannou's going to fight Cormier for the belt. and then the guy who can get it back. Simple.
Look, I'm excited, bro. This is.
Did you say Daniel
I'm
Cormier?
excited.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
I'm excited that
Cormier-
heavyweight fighting
Oh, he
is
is
back
done,
on
yeah.
top.
Cormier's just a commentator now. He's done. He's already retired. He's announced it and everything.
I'm
Cormier-
excited. I'm finally excited that heavyweight fighting's back on top. Like, we're talking about heavyweight boxing
Not me,
taking
bro.
over the world.
No, heavyweight boxing not on the top no more because all the best, because Ryan Garcia, 130, 135, 140-ish. Gervonta Davis, that's the future of boxing. To me, I like even in the UFC, my favorite is light heavyweight and what is it, welter? What's the third highest? The one that
Middle.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those I like light heavyweight and middleweight. Those are my two favorites because like
I'm a heavyweight guy, man. I've always been a heavyweight guy.
yeah.
I just the respect. If you're the heavyweight I mean, it just sounds. You're the heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I mean?
But
Like
to
Mike
me,
Tyson,
like,
Muhammad
the
Ali.
reason
Those
I
are all
think-
heavyweights.
To me, heavyweights, I think I know what you like, because heavyweights are the scariest. Because to me, heavyweight
Yes.
can beat the shit out of everybody else. Flyweight, he being your ass. Light heavyweight, he has a bet, unless when John Bones for me. It depends who the light heavyweight champion is.
It's
But
stamina.
that's it, he could beat your ass too.
Mm.
But
It's stamina. That's what hurts heavyweights is they get tired quickly.
yeah,
But yeah, they're heavyweights, man. They're one punch. You fuck up a millisecond, and you will be seeing stars and be blacked the fuck out. You know what I mean? They'll
What's the
knock your
brothers'
head off.
names? But the two brothers that be fighting.
Who?
Nate, Nick.
Yeah,
Diaz.
Diaz, yeah.
Yeah, they're middleweights.
Yeah, I like watching them, but I also like the little
Diaz.
guys. Like what's his name? It starts with an F for whatever, the big ass butt chin with the braids. What's his name? I think his last name starts with an F. He was on the UFC show.
Ryan Faber.
You're right, Faber. You're right,
Yeah,
Faber.
I love
He
watching him.
retired.
My favorite. Oh my god, I forgot my favorite fighter name, bro. He the one Dillashaw. Dillashaw, that's my guy. That's my favorite fighter.
Fuck Dillashaw.
Dillashaw, my guy. Fuck the
I'll
nigga
tell you
with
what.
neck tattoo,
I have
whatever
a
his name is.
hatred-
Fuck
I
that
have
nigga.
a-
Fuck him.
I have an unbiased. I have a
Cole
biased
Garbrandt.
hatred
Yeah,
about
fuck
TJ
him.
Dillashaw.
It's
No,
Dillashaw
Jeffrey.
over here. Dillashaw for life. You feel me? The
Here's my
snake.
guy.
No, you gotta
The
listen to
snake
this.
in
You
the
gotta listen
grass
to this.
himself.
Listen
like
to why I
Connor
hate
said.
him. It's a terrible reason to hate somebody, but I just hate him because of it. Because I was playing UFC 3, and I fought TJ Dillashaw 11 times in a row. It went, and I knocked him out every time, but 11 fights in a row. So I was like, I'm fucking sick of this dude. Fuck him. And
Yeah.
I've hated him ever since.
Dillashaw
guy-
my favorite fighter. So I was like, and BJ Penn. I used to love BJ Penn. Those are like that. That's
BJ
what I like.
Penn's
Those
solid.
fighters. So I'm not really a heavyweight guy, but I think most entertaining wise is those guys. But
Anderson Silva was the most entertaining.
you said what?
Yeah, that was my guy.
And
I was
Anderson
an
Silva was
Anderson
the most
Silva.
Anderson
entertaining
Silva,
fighter.
Rashad Evans, like middleweight to me is the
Sugar
most
Ray.
entertaining fights
Or
because
Sugar Rashad.
Be-
Sugar Rashad, sorry.
Because I ain't gonna. Sometimes with TJ Dillashaw and them, some of them don't got the power to knock people out. So I like seeing the submissions and shit. That's why I like that. But middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight is the most knockouts. That's all you gotta fuck with that.
You know the most entertaining fighter was Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson. That motherfucker, he did 37 spins, kicked you in the face, and knocked your ass out, and you was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
Wait, what's
that's
the-
why I like the flyweights and shit, because they're
what's
so
the,
fast. They do some crazy shit.
who's
They
the
do a
middleweight
fucking
champion right now?
roundhouse kick and shit. Like, damn.
Ooh.
Like Anthony Pettis.
I think it's Israel Adesanya.
Not him. I love him though. He my favorite fight right now.
Yeah, Adesanya.
Who did he
Yeah,
beat?
that
motherfucker-
Who did he beat for the
He's
belt?
fucking crazy. There's
He
something
beat
in his head that's not connected.
Was it another black
he
dude,
has
like
some
a dark
wires in his
dude?
head that aren't connected.
I think it was shit.
Uzma or whatever. Cause that guy,
What?
I like watching him fight too. I think he was the champion before Israel.
Hold on, let me look. Where's it at? Middle
You talking about
Robert
it's
Whitaker.
like
Okay, not him. Wait.
Whitaker?
You said who?
Robert Whitaker.
No,
Robert.
no, bro. It's a dark skinned guy. I don't think he bald, but he rock a low cut, and he's a champ. I think he might be light heavy. I don't know.
Kamara Usman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him.
come on.
I like watching him fight too. Fuck with him. Wait,
Yeah, it
was
is.
he middleweight? Was he middleweight champion?
Lightweight. He's right underneath middleweight.
Okay, yeah, see, bro, that's what I'm saying. Cause I've watched heavyweight since it was fucking Frank Mir versus Brock Lesnar.
I'm telling you, if you watched one Francis Ngannou fight, when we get off this podcast, look up his highlights.
Color in his hair right here.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
like
that
him.
motherfucker
Yeah,
is a monster.
Yeah, but my
He's
favorite,
like 260,
my favorite
bro,
heavyweight
and
fighter
just
retired, bro.
fucking boom, boom. I mean, he hits people and they feel it days later.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My
John
two favorite
Jones,
fighters
man, he's
of all
moving up.
time, bro, is Butterbean. Sorry.
But no, I've always been a fan of heavyweight fights. I mean, I like really any weight class. But yeah, I mean, it's just heavyweight, man. I just like the fact that they can they can hit you with the hardest punch.
Two weight classes now, like that's.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think they got two.
Bantamweight,
They got strawweight. Yeah, they got bantamweight and strawweight.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw it on UFC. That's the only way I saw it. I was like, hold on, girls got two weight classes?
Yeah.
But,
Because you got the bigger girls and the little girls.
no, what's that?
Yeah.
What's that one girl, bro? The girl with I know they all rock braids, but she like light skin. Nah, she a demon.
Oh, you're talking about Amanda Nunes,
She
so
is a
champion in
fucking
both
demon.
divisions.
I was gonna say light skin. Is she Brazilian? Or is
Yeah,
she?
she's
I'm
Brazilian.
talking about skin
No,
complexion, though.
She's from Brazil.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she-
Amanda
Amanda
Nunes.
Yeah,
she's
Nunes.
badass.
There's no
But niggas
Nunes.
think, bro, people
There's
be
no
playing, bro. She
over
can
the
fight, bro. She can fight the flyweights and beat, bro. Like she like that.
She can fight.
She definitely like that shit.
She whooped everybody's ass. I don't care. She whooped my ass.
Do y'all think that? Look, I said this. I remember saying this, and I forgot who I was with. I think it was only on the 4th or something. I don't know, but everybody thought I was crazy when I said I think that her prime is better than Ronda Rousey's. I don't care what nobody say. Like if she fought prime Ronda Rousey,
Absolutely.
she'd have knocked her ass out too. Again, like what?
She holds the belt in both divisions.
I know. That's what I'm saying. She's a demon.
Not only that, bro,
a
she
fucking demon.
she beat the best fighters that have come through that division. Like they brought in
first round.
this lady, Chris Cyborg, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I know the big
Chris
buff girl.
Cyborg-
The big buff girl.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
She beat her ass in like 30 seconds.
I know.
Knocked her ass
30
out.
seconds, bro. Like she takes the top fighters and she beats them fast in the first round. Like
Bro,
yeah,
I
beat
think that, bro, it's like a
Ronda.
video
She's
game,
beat,
bro. It's like you're a creative fighter. You go against the best fighters, knock them out in the first round every single time.
Yeah, it's
she's
badass.
a creative fighter. Facts. Like what's the girl that knocked out Ronda Rousey? That was low-key a man.
Kelly Holmes, or no, not Kelly Holmes. Something Holmes. It was something Holmes. Katie Holmes. No, it wasn't Katie Holmes.
Yeah, something like that.
No,
'Cause she
it
knocked
was not
her
Katie
ass out,
Holmes.
too.
It was not Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes was the woman that killed her child.
No, I'm just saying it's something Holmes, but she knocked her ass out in the first round too. Like she has no comp right now. She gonna be the champion for a
Holmes.
minute. What?
Holly Holm.
Holly
Kylie-
Holm. Thank you.
Kylie
Yes.
Holmes. Knocked her ass out.
Holly Holm.
Yeah, Holly Holmes. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because she's the only
Waffle,
featherweight. Damn, Jeffrey, the women's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weight classes. Or sorry, 4. They got 4.
When?
They got strawweight,
But I thought
flyweight,
they had
bantamweight,
one.
featherweight.
Now I heard they have 2. Now
Yeah.
they got 8. Like what the fuck?
So they created the featherweight, the newest one, the 4th one. That only had Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg. They created a new class just for them two. And Amanda Nunes beat her in like 30 seconds. But yeah, so they got strawweight, flyweight, and bantamweight. That's the real classes for UFC.
Crazy.
It's crazy, bro. And I there's no comp for Amanda Nunes right now. She could hold the belt. She could be the like they can say the undisputed women's division champion. Like she could hold every fucking belt.
Yeah,
Like,
her next fight's probably going to be Jermaine Durandame. That's probably going to be her next
She's
opponent.
fighting a girl named Jermaine.
Yeah, Jermaine Durandame. That's her name.
still gonna whoop her ass.
Why don't she fight a guy? That's some real shit.
Because that's like illegal.
Nope. Now
Like,
she signing
uh,
waivers and shit.
I know, but what man's going to sign up for that? You can tell me you sign up
That's
if
a
you
lose-lose,
win.
bro. That's
if
a
you
lose-lose.
win,
You
you just beat up a
Nobody
girl.
cares.
Yeah,
You lose.
if you lose, you got beat up by a girl, and you gonna get clowned for the rest of your career.
The money, I ain't gonna lie. The money, I'll do it.
I wouldn't sign that up unless they gave me like $1 billion. I'm not fighting a girl. It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Cause imagine if she slipped, like if you fight Amanda Nunes and she slips one in and puts you to sleep, every fight you will have for the rest of your career, shut up, you got beat by a girl.
Right.
You ain't gonna have nothing to say.
Yeah, I know.
You ain't gonna have shit to say.
But if you win, you supposed to. Yeah.
Right, and if you win, they can be like, yeah, you beat a girl, whatever. Who cares?
It's the same thing with. That's why Floyd Mayweather did a little exhibition because he knew, bro. If he'd have lost, oh, bro, like that's terrible. But he'd have won. He's supposed to win. He fought a fucking YouTuber. He's supposed to be a YouTuber.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like he just said, Floyd and Jake Paul, or sorry, Logan Paul. If Floyd won, he was supposed to win, but if he lost, it was gonna be the craziest shit ever. A YouTuber beat a best fighter.
Yeah. So it,
All right, so switching back topics to the NFL here as we're wrapping up things. We got to talk about the tragedy that happened over a couple days ago. Berkavius Mingo, what is alleged? Is that how you?
Yeah.
He was alleged. So I read the article. I don't know if you guys have, so I'm gonna lay the information. So what's going on is they said that in 2019, on the July 4th weekend, he invited a relative down and took him shopping. Him and his friend took him shopping to like Nike and all these places. Got his friend stuff, got him stuff. And the thing that was supposed to happen was they were supposed to have 2 separate hotel rooms, one for the boys and one for Mingo. And he said he woke up around 3 a.m. to Mingo laying in the bed with him, and he thought it was weird, but he didn't think nothing of it. Went back to sleep. Said he woke up a couple hours later to Mingo pulling his underwear down, and he was scared, and he proceeded to rub his genitals on the other kid's genitals. And that's what's going on. Mingo's been released by the Atlanta Falcons and has been taken into custody. They said that he came in and turned himself in, but they're still fighting the charges even though he turned himself in. And his agent said that it's completely false. And he's saying it's completely false, but that's what's going on. But he has been released from the Atlanta Falcons, and yeah, that's the story. That's the summary of the story that I read. Is that it was 2 years ago in 2019, but they said that the kid finally spoke up about it. So,
Bingo. Yeah, he actually had sexual contact with the kid too, though.
Yeah, they're saying that. Well, he's saying him and his team are saying that it's not true, but then obviously the kid's saying it is true.
Right. So they're saying that it's all for money. That the kid just wants money. So
Now the question is this a criminal case or is this a civil case?
16-year-old boy.
it's criminal. He's a minor.
I'm just saying, but a lot of times when these pro athletes get scandals like this, it's a civil case. Like with Deshaun Watson, all of those are civil cases. Right? No. I'm not saying you're right. I was asking the question. Yeah. So this could look like jail time if he gets.
Sentence.
Yeah, if he gets found guilty, he could.
I think it should be a criminal case. Minor for one.
Yeah, it's a minor. That's why I was asking, but it's just because normally a lot of times when cases like this, like the Deshaun Watson situation, all of those were civil cases, not criminal cases.
Right. Do you ever think he's coming back? Even if the charges are dropped and he's found innocent, do you think he's going to be back in the NFL?
See, I don't know. That's something to talk about. Because, if he is found innocent, I don't know he might be blackballed from the league. This might have ended his career. Guilty or not guilty, he might never step foot on a football field again.
It's not like Michael Vick or nothing like that, to where you're just an amazing athlete, standout player.
And the crazy part is, even if he's found innocent, because I don't know what to think right now, but
because they're saying they're lying.
His career's over. What does that mean for him? Like, for one, it's a family member, and for two, like you're never gonna make the money that you made before ever again.
Yeah, no, he won't. I don't think he'll ever suit up in the NFL again, even if he's found innocent in the situation. Yeah,
which, like I said,
a lot of people have been blackballed for a lot less.
That's horrible.
I don't know.
No, for him, not for the league, not for the league, for him, because now you're not making nowhere near the money on charges that you've been found innocent on that aren't true, and now you're never gonna make that money again. Never gonna play the sports that you love ever again.
It's just crazy, man. Like, obviously, we're not in a position to be. Dad said that even Ben Roethlisberger would vouch for him if he was innocent. But anyways, we're not in a position to be a judge or a lawyer or executioner. Obviously, it's innocent until proven guilty, but that's just that's such a crazy situation.
The thing that really got me was what really got me was I see both sides, because one, like, it was 2 years ago, so like
it shouldn't matter. Well, because it's a situation where, like you said, you're ruining somebody's life.
It was so graphic on the other side that, like, it's like, damn, if there's so many details, how could it be false?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if you were to go to work tomorrow and, like, say somebody, like, let's just say your boss dropped something on your foot, right? And if you said something, you know he'd have been fired, and he would have been like, and it would have ruined his family or whatever, and he wouldn't be able to pay his bills. It would be hard for you to speak up about that. So that's probably what this kid went through, and especially because you said it was a friend, so obviously it was this, or a family member of his friend. So it's situations like that.
He did it to his own family member. His family member and a friend came down. He did it to his own family member.
But still, it's a family member. Yeah, it'd be. I can understand why it took him 2 years to come out with that information, because it's hard to speak up about it.
I mean, not just the fact that it's family member, it's the fact that him thinking if he's 100% right now, and how people aren't 100% sure. That's annoying to you. Like, bro, why would I? Some people are like, why would I lie about that?
Right.
So it's like,
here's what I would say in that aspect. When it comes to a child and speaking up, the biggest case that I could really use that involves athletics would be Dr. Nazar. That was the Michigan State team doctor. He was the orthopedic doctor at Michigan State, and he also did the gymnastics team for the U.S.
Yeah,
dude ended up getting over almost 200 years when he was convicted, because it took so long for them girls and for them people in Michigan State to ever speak up. He touched and molested female and male athletes all the way back into like the early 90s. So you're talking some of the top gymnastic women on the gymnastics team in the United States. This guy molested before he was ever found guilty, and it took one person to break the ice and say something.
Look at Penn State.
Anybody else say?
Penn State had an assistant coach.
There's times where I think athletics, people get really, really, they get in that space. Like, if I say something, nobody's going to believe me because of who this person is.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just like with what's going on with Les Miles in Kansas with his tenure as Kansas as the coach. Now there's players coming out saying they got paid to not bring up the assault charges and the harassments and everything that was going on in Kansas. There's a guy that said he got paid $50,000 to keep everything under wraps by Les Miles and the University of Kansas, so that school could keep making the money that they're making.
And that's going to be another
sometimes
situation with
athletics,
this kid too.
So even if it's a family member,
right?
Money talks.
It's right.
If he kept that kid in the brand new iPhones, or kept making sure that kid had the brand new car or anything else, the parents might have not have thought like, oh well, he's making sure the next generation's ready. But that kid could have been trying to buy that kid's silence, and so finally that kid decided, like, you know what?
It's not worth it.
What I go through on a daily basis is not worth what's sitting outside or what I have. I need to say something to somebody. And I think that's where a lot of people don't understand. Like, if somebody was to touch it's hard to say it this way, but let's say if something was to happen and we all might be related to someone where something like this has happened, like here in the last few years. We don't all have a lot of money in this family. Like, let's be honest. Like, if you look down the line, we all take care of ourselves. We do good. We all live good. We all got what we got, but we ain't got the money like what we're talking about. Like, for someone to step up would be a little bit different. But when you're talking millions of dollars in front of somebody, some people get quiet real fast. And I'm not saying that the kid's parents did. Nobody knows, because we don't know the whole story yet.
Right.
But he could have been paying off the family member. There's been people. There's been, and I'm not saying there again. I'm not trying to say that this happened in this case, but there's been many cases where people has sold their kids for this reason to people with money, so they would have money. When it comes to this kind of situation, if it was a grown man, there's people coming out saying that they're gay and stuff now. We have our first professional NFL player that has come out and said, this is my lifestyle, and he's a dog, and he plays, and he's made the Pro Bowl. So it's not like it's it's not like Michael Sam's coming out getting ready to go into the draft. This is a proven NFL player that's coming out saying that this is who he is.
Right.
If it was a grown man, it wouldn't matter to people at this point. With it being a child, it changes the way everybody's going to view this story.
Yep.
And at this point, it's a lose-lose for Mingo, because no matter if he clears his name, there's no owner in the NFL that's going to take that marketing and that publicity on from here on out, ever.
Right.
I mean, it's just the way the world goes. These guys ain't going to pay that kind of money for somebody that they know they have to do all this other stuff to. And that's the part about it. I mean, let's pray that the kid is just saying something and it's not right, and this kid wasn't messed with, and he doesn't have to go through that torment. But we also have to look at the bigger picture. What if this is really true?
Right.
Wait, what?
Just because these guys are millionaires doesn't mean they don't break the law.
Yeah.
You got a guy that played for the Chiefs that he might not play another snap in Clark with all his gun charges. These guys they're people too, but when you have a child, it changes the whole situation.
One of the best running backs in the NFL made the mistake he made, and we never seen his face again.
Exactly. I mean,
and what really hurts me
if that had been a child. Could you imagine if he did not tell it to a child in the elevator instead of his wife?
Right. And the thing is that he was a top player in the NFL, and we still never saw his face again.
I mean, Colin Kaepernick didn't even touch anybody, and we ain't seen dude play again.
Yeah, I mean, he just stood up and his eyes, and he stood up for what he believed in, and he not in the league.
So could you imagine? I mean, I just don't see. I don't see anyone ever signing dude. Like, seriously.
And what really hurts Mingo is they said the detective in charge, they talked to him and they said that he even said one of the major things in that situation with predators and stuff is they groom the child, and with him taking them to the Nike store, Under Armour store, buying them all these gifts, it looks even worse for him because that's what a lot of predators do. They groom the child and give them all these gifts and then do it like he did.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what could really come back and really, there's so many red marks on the page that even if it becomes a passing grade, you're going to see all them red marks on the page,
Right.
And that could be really bad. I mean, it's a bad situation. It's a black eye for the NFL. It's going to be something the NFL is going to have to bring up. It's going to be something that these rookies are going to now have a class about. It's going to be a big thing because now you got somebody that's an established player that's played on multiple teams, that was getting paid millions of dollars, that's made this mistake.
Yep.
And it's not really a mistake in my eyes, but still, that's just my personal opinion.
Right.
But now this is going to be something that's going to have to be brought up over the whole course of the NFL, because it's not just your run-of-the-mill guy that don't never make a practice squad. Just like when what's his name, Ray Caruth, killed his baby mama and his baby. There was a whole thing about being married, and they sent the whole league to marriage counseling. They sent the whole league to every other thing about it, having a baby out of wedlock, all that kind of stuff. They sent the whole league to all these kind of classes because of one person's actions.
Right.
This could be something that could change the outlook of a lot of stuff.
Right. Right. It's a very sensitive subject to talk about, but
it is because everybody has their own personal opinion about it.
Yeah. But if all is true and stuff, that's just
then
horrible person
he deserves, and they need to let the people in the prison know so he can get treated like he did.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's I'm not an advocate about prisons. There's some people in there that's in there for the right reasons. There's some people in there for the wrong reasons. But the one thing I can say, you go into a prison because you hurt a child, you better make sure nobody knows. Because soon as people find out, bro, it's the end of your life as you know it. Because motherfuckers in there since they were, 20 years old, and they got 130 years and got kids on the outside, and you go in there and they find out you mess with a child, bro, they turn up. They get rough justice in some way, somehow.
Yep.
And I just think, in my personal opinion, if dude's never going to play again, and if he's found guilty, they need to take him to the fucking extreme and do what they need to do.
Right. So if you're Mingo and you're trying to say that this is all false, why would you turn yourself in?
That's a kind of a double-edged sword, because if you run from it, you look like you're guilty. If you turn yourself in, you kind of look like, say, hey, I got everybody behind me. We're gonna do what we need to do. If he ran from it and don't turn himself in,
it looks a lot worse whenever the kid comes out, goes to the media, goes to the police, they're saying all these things, and he's sitting back like, I don't know what you're talking about, I never did that. You know what I mean? But for him to go and then, turn himself in to these accusations and then fight it looks a lot better on himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there again, just like Austin was saying, if you take the Deshaun Watson case into it, with them being, all grown adults, it wasn't a criminal case. So, Deshaun Watson never had to really turn himself in. This is a criminal case in any state in the United States. Yeah. So, he knew he was being charged criminally regardless.
Right.
So for him to turn himself in, at least he's acknowledging, like, okay, I know this is going to be the charge. Here I am. I'm not running from it, but I'm innocent. Let me prove my innocence.
Exactly.
Right. Anything you want to add, Austin?
What happens if, what would happen, as public opinion, okay, De'Aaron, say they picked him up in Mexico 2 weeks after he was charged. How would you feel? Like, what would you think? What would be your first thought?
He's running.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's where I would get from it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I take it. Like, at least he's stepping up like, okay, I didn't do it. Now, who's to say it didn't happen? We don't know. We don't know the facts yet. All we know is what we're seeing and what we're hearing at this point. Nobody's going to see the facts until they go to court.
Right. Like, they went, like the detective said that he went to Nike, got the receipts. Nike complied and gave him the receipts, and they said it matches up. And they said that they're talking to, because they told them the hotel, they're talking to the hotel owners to get the receipts from that. And if all the receipts match up,
it's gonna be hard for them. Right. It's not looking great, but we are the court of public opinion.
Yep.
We're not going to see a lot of the stuff. We're going to hear what they want us to hear. There's a lot of cases where we don't see a lot of the evidence. We only see what they want us to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always hated about that type of stuff.
Right. Like, let me know I want to know all the facts. That way I can make my decision.
Right.
But yeah, I don't see dude ever playing in the NFL again, though. Back to your topic.
He's done.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the verdict is. He's like, we'll never see his face again.
Yeah, I just think he's
done.
Right.
I don't even think the XFL would pick him up.
Right.
Yeah, he's done.
All
He's
right,
done.
so we're probably gonna wrap this up here in a little bit. Let's end it on a better, positive note, though, instead of ending with something like that. So. Let's go. We'll wrap this up.
Damn, Dad left. I was going to tell you one thing.
Go like the TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We about to have some more videos up here tonight too.
Definitely 2 more, might be 3 because I might be bored.
Yeah, add one from this one. If you add a third one, put it from this episode. But last thing. Here we go.
Super week earlier. But you was like.
Here we go. So, last thing, we're going to wrap it back around to basketball to end this thing off, is what we started with. What is your guys' top 3 free agents coming into this offseason for the NBA besides superstars. We're not talking about Kawhi Leonard because obviously that's going to be a top
game
3 player.
Game changers across the league.
If you're a playoff team, you're a general manager of a playoff team, and you need a piece or two to get you over that hump to compete for a title. Who is your top 3 guys that you're looking to sign at the end of this season?
So Chris
Lonzo.
Chris Paul's a superstar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Lonzo, Spencer Dinwiddie.
I'm saying here, hold on. Before anybody that you would give 15, let's say 12.
Oh no! Don't say 12.
No, we'll do
15.
15.
Don't say 12.
15 or less. Yeah, you would give them 15 million or less type players. Who's your top 3?
That's tough because
Here, I'll give you mine. Okay. Number 1.
I'm at 15 or less. I looked up. Okay, dear. So I'm gonna tell you the guys that they have projected to make 15 million this offseason.
Okay, hold on.
Green, Iguodala, Kelly Oubre, and James Johnson are guys that should make 15 mil. And everybody after them is not some decent guys when you go lower. But
Okay.
Go ahead.
Wait, damn, that's pretty high. Okay. So here's number 1. Number 1 on my list that I would be looking at immediately. Campaign. Okay. This man in the Phoenix Suns, coming off the bench, he's had a great playoffs. He's really shown his value in the league.
You putting him at the number 1 spot, or you putting him at like 3? Like, is you going 3-2-1? Like Bez?
No, I'm going. That's the number 1. That's the number 1. If I'm a winning team that needs that guy to get me over the hump, Cameron Payne is my number 1 call.
No, because he's not better than Spencer Dinwiddie or Lonzo Ball. So
I'm considering them 2 starters.
No, but both of them are less than 15 mil.
Like if I'm the Boston Celtics, if I'm the Boston Celtics, okay, my first call is going to be Cameron Payne. Okay, if I can't lock up Cameron Payne, my second call is going to be to Reggie Jackson.
Both of those guys will start. They don't have a point guard. So therefore, whoever the Boston Celtics sign, especially if they sign a guard, that's not going to be their 6th man. That's going to be their starting point guard on the team. So if I were them, my first call would be to bring in a cheap point guard like Lonzo Ball or something like that. Bring him in, then bring in a guy even cheaper like Cameron Payne to be your bucket off the bench. You know, I think Cameron Payne has a lot of value. He's definitely on there. I think Reggie Jackson has a ton of value, but I think both of those players are going to get re-signed ASAP.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Cameron Payne is going to get re-signed, and I think Reggie Jackson, because especially if you think that they, like you said, you said that the Clippers believe that they're going to let Kawhi Leonard go. They don't got to pay him $40 million.
I think so. Right, I haven't read. Now, I do want to say I haven't read anything.
Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, and Paul George were the 3 big guys who stepped up when he went down. So you need all 3 of those guys.
Like I said,
if you let
like Kawhi I said, I haven't read anything that says that they're moving on from Kawhi. I'm just saying I think personally is what they would do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cameron Payne's number 1 on my list. I got Reggie Jackson number 2 because Reggie Jackson just had that. These are guys that are going to get you that bucket in the playoffs. That's going to get you over that next echelon level. Who?
Bobby Portis, and he's big for the Bucks.
And then that would be probably my 3rd if I was a younger team. If I was a younger team that's good, like let's say like the Knicks, I would definitely call Bobby Portis if I was the Knicks.
Bro, there's a lot of good names here, Austin. Bro, it's a lot of guys who could come in, like Mitchell Robinson. Like what?
Yeah, I can't doubt you there. I think Mitchell Robinson is going to want a lot of money though.
Devontae Graham is a bucket about to be a free agent. He's an absolute bucket, and he's a point guard. And you got damn, Blake Griffin. Okay, anyway, but my number 1 would be so 15 mil or less. I'm going on based off this. My number 1 would probably be for a playoff team. Would be Spencer Dinwiddie. I think that's my number 1 because I think he's a guy. He'll go to your roster. He'll get buckets. He could start or come off the bench, and he's potential 6th man of the year coming off the bench. And obviously, if you start, you're gonna be in great hands. My number 2 will probably be Lonzo Ball. I'll put that 2 because he's a guy he can go and play. He can go be a spot up shooter. He could be in 3-and-D, a spot up and then shoot threes. He could be your point guard. He could be your passer. He could be your go-to defender, or he could be your go-to shooter, and he'll be just fine. So that's a lot of value. But then I kind of have a 3A, 3B. And one of them is Lou Will, because I think Lou Will is a guy who can go to teams. Like you said, with campaign, he come off the bench and give you straight
He still produced.
buckets. He can give you straight buckets, and he can step up like he did for Atlanta and start and get buckets as well. And then another guy for a team competing, and this one might raise a few eyebrows because like a lot of people don't value this guy as much as I do. And that's Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose kind of my 3B because he's a vet that could go to the Lakers or something, or go to the Nuggets or something, who don't have the most depth at the point guard position. And he's a potential 6th man of the year. You know,
that's
he
my dog,
almost won
bro.
6th man of the year and most improved player.
Yeah.
Like
Derrick Rose, man. That is one player that I don't care what team he plays for. I don't care if he comes out and just starts talking the most trash or turns into the biggest flopper in NBA history. I will never root against Derrick Rose. Like, that is one player, no matter what he does in his career, I will always root for that man to succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
Always.
I would have to say my top 3 looks a lot like Jeffrey's, even though I kind of went first, so he kind of piggybacked off me, but I'm going to piggyback on him on the end. Like I said, my top 3 would be Spencer Dinwiddie. I just love how Spencer Dinwiddie plays. He's a really good player. Lonzo Ball, because he can fit into any scheme, I feel like. And then the third one would have to be Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Derrick Rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like Derrick Rose, man, I forgot he was a free agent. Man. That's going to be a huge acquisition.
I'm gonna go down the list and name some big guys that could change teams. You got Chris Paul, you got Kawhi Leonard, Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Victor Oladipo, Gordon Dragic, Tim Hardaway.
That's the name right there. Hold on, go back to Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has been in trade talks ever since Kawhi left Toronto.
Then, you know?
Yeah, and he was owed a lot of money, so they weren't able to move him at this year's deadline. But he was one of those big names that they were talking about was going to get traded at the deadline.
Hold on, if it focus. The 30.5 mil is how much they project that he will walk out of free agency with, or after a trade be signed to.
Do you see another team going after a Kyle Lowry? Because I don't see Kyle Lowry as an all-star player.
I can see a trade going down with Philly to send a vet who has a ring, who can help out Philly a lot. I can see that. Also, I can see the Lakers, if they can't get Dame, Curry, can't get one of those big guys, going for a Kyle Lowry who can shoot and do a lot of things for the team. I can see that because to me, he's better than Dennis Schroeder.
I personally am not a fan.
You know what I mean? So,
right. I'm not a fan.
$30 million is a lot of money for a guy who's just supposed to come and play a vet. You know, like nobody's gonna pay him.
Another name.
Number one.
Right. Another name that's a free agent this year that I would like as a role player bench piece if I was a contending team, Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher is a nice 7-foot big man that can step out and hit a consistent jump shot, and he can still bang down low and get rebounds.
One more guy, the ponytail god, and Mr. Kelly Olynyk. He could go to a team and he's an amazing shooter. He rebounds. He's 7 foot. He shoots lights out. He's literally what everybody wishes Kristaps would be. 7 foot tall power forward who shoots lights out and could actually rebound the ball, and has a little post hook and stuff. Literally, what everybody wishes Kristaps Porzingis could be. But also, bro, Norman Powell, all his stuff is up. Yeah, Norman Powell and Josh Richardson are 2 solid defenders. Well, not solid, great. The 2 of the top defenders in the NBA, guard wise, are both. So you think Dallas is going to sign Josh Richardson back, or you think they're going to let him go?
I think, to be honest, they're going to let a lot of people walk in Dallas because I think they're going to try their hardest to push for Kawhi.
Yeah.
I think if Kawhi doesn't end up back in LA, he's going to play for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
So I think that they're going to push super hard for him.
That are free agents this year.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have a lot of free agents.
Literally, the only people that aren't free agents is what? Beal and Ricky, and guys on rookie contracts. That's literally it.
Yeah. Hachimura and Advia.
Yeah.
And I think Thomas Bryant might be locked up, but I'm not sure about that one.
No, he not. I just, matter of fact, unless they have him not taking that much money.
But yeah, I think
we got him for a year or 2 more.
Yeah.
I think this goes ahead and wraps it up.
Yeah.
2018 or something like that.
Yeah, but I think he got cut. I don't think he's on a rookie deal. I think he's on an actual contract because I think he got cut from the Lakers.
The Lakers cut him and Mo Wagner.
Yeah.
Signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're losing. I think we're losing Davis, and we're losing.
Bro, there's a lot of There's a lot of names at the bottom that's kind of like, wow, like so you got like Malik Monk. He could help a team a lot.
I think he could be really solid in the future as a role player.
Yeah.
I like Malik
Alex
Monk.
Caruso's a free agent. Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, but Alex Caruso might not be in the
Forbes is a
league.
free agent. That's the guy I'm looking at. I'm like, bro, yo, the other team couldn't coach you right, but I can.
We'll see if Caruso's actually in the league here soon.
I don't even know.
Yeah, he's kind of got some trouble going on personally.
Giannis' little brother.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not.
Yeah.
That's gonna keep Giannis happy. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't re-sign him.
Hold on. I gotta look at this.
It's like a league minimum contract. They keep your superstar happy.
Bro, oh.
But here you go.
The Nets
Here you go.
have a lot of
One
free
more.
agents too. Bruce
Yeah,
Brown is a
here you
free
go.
agent. Blake Griffin's a free agent.
Bruce Brown is going to take a team. That is literally. I didn't even realize he was a free agent. He's jumping to my number one. Bruce Brown literally single-handedly can double the likelihood of your bench succeding with just him being on the floor.
Yeah, I know.
Him as a bench threat is
Bro,
he's literally the best role player in the NBA.
I said Nets. When the Nets got everybody, when Spencer Dinwiddie wasn't hurt, the bench was going to be Nicholas Claxton, who I knew was going to be a dog, Bruce Brown, who's one of my favorite players in the NBA, and then you have Spencer Dinwiddie all coming off your bench.
I think Bruce Brown is single-handedly the best role player in the NBA right now.
Yeah, I mean he's up
He
there.
can shoot.
He
can play
offense.
offense.
Jordan Clarkson and Campaign. I mean those are only two guys
Yeah.
that really could put over him.
Yeah, and like I say Bruce Brown because he can shoot, he can handle the basketball,
He's good defensively.
and that's the thing. That's what separates him between Campaign and Lou Will and who else did you say?
Clarkson.
Yes, Jordan Clarkson. Is Bruce Brown is a top tier defender.
1 through 4 he can guard, bro.
Yep. I'm a big
he
fan
guard
of Bruce
guys
Brown.
6'10" easily. Like he's that's
But,
what I'm saying. He can
all
change
right.
programs.
Right. Last question before we wrap this thing up. All right. Oh, hold on. Oh shit. I just had it. Hold on. Oh damn. Let me think. We were just talking about this. We're talking about players.
Oh,
Okay.
Drummond and
Got
Duncan
it.
Robinson are too, but go ahead.
Okay.
Those two big names.
Got it. Oh yeah, I know about Drummond. Okay. Colin Sexton.
Right.
There's been a lot of trade rumors that Colin Sexton is going to be moved here soon from Cleveland.
I got something else I want to talk about too, since you brought that up. But go ahead.
But there's been reportedly not a lot of teams are interested in Colin Sexton because they think he's an empty stat pattern. What do you guys think? Do you think Colin Sexton could be serviceable number 2 or number 3 option on a contending team?
Yes.
Or do
I
you think he's an empty
definitely do.
stat?
It's just his problem is the inconsistency. But he's on a team that's inconsistent as well. So that kind of sums up for it. But they were a very undersized team. So a guy to be 6'1" and playing the 2 and sometimes even the 3 is weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's 6'1", 6'2", and he's out here playing a shooting guard, small forward sometimes. And I mean, the Cavs even had Kevin Porter Jr., who we see is now a 1, playing the 3 for them when he was on the team. And he's a triple-double machine now at the 1. But I mean, still, it's like, I think definitely. I think, once again, I keep saying it. You put him on the Lakers or the Celtics, that team, it gets better. A lot better. You know, because he definitely can shoot the ball. He's really good defensively to be undersized. He can get steals, everything. So, yeah, I definitely think, he could be a 2 or 3 option on a team that could compete. But, yeah.
Like they're saying that the relationship is ruined, that Colin doesn't want to be there and Cleveland doesn't want them there, and that seems like a pattern with David Blatt. Just throwing that out there. But it was just saying that he's not drawing a lot of interest from a lot of NBA teams because they think he's just an empty stat.
A lot of attention, and the thing is, you had talked about guys are going to go there, but guess what? Zion Williamson's parents are saying that they do not want him in New Orleans anymore. They're coming out saying that he needs to get out of New Orleans today, and they don't want to go to his games no more. They'll rather their son retire than to keep playing for this team, because I mean, obviously Zion Williamson was one of the best basketball players in the whole entire world when he was in high school and in college. So you expect that to translate to the NBA. And I mean, it translates pretty well. He's a 20-some point per game. I was gonna put him on my underrated list. Like, he's literally a dog. He had like 26, 25 points per game. That's amazing in the NBA. Like, that's really, 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 really good to have
Yeah.
that amount of points. And the team is just not. I mean, it's not good. It's not that good of a team, especially in the West. So I saw a lot of things with him going to Boston. Them making moves like that, sending him to the East and stuff like that. And I mean, it would be amazing. The crazy part is that if he would, and I saw a lot of things about the Knicks. If he would have fucking got drafted to the Knicks, how we see Brooklyn right now, that's how the New York Knicks would be looked at. Because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are both supposed to sign with the Knicks if they had the number 1 overall pick. But number 1, they have they wound up getting the 3 or 4.
3.
Yeah, they got
They
the
got
3.
RJ3.
Yeah, they got the 3, and then the Pelicans jumped to number 1, and then both KD and Kyrie signed with Brooklyn.
Yeah, because I remember that was like the super Knicks thing to happen. You have 2 players in that draft that were really good franchise-changing players, and the Knicks drafted 3rd. Because it was Zion and then Ja.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, in another not drawing any interest because of his production is Kevin Love in Cleveland. I mean, Kevin Love could be a nice role player for you, but his contract, nobody wants to pay that money.
His game, it's over. Like, but at the same time, I mean, everybody kind of said the same thing about Blake Griffin, and Blake Griffin revived his career. But at the same time, I mean, I just don't know. I agree with you. I think him, Al Horford, both of those 2 guys are guys who really could play really well in contending teams, and they did. But now that Al Horford this season, who got traded back to the Celtics, welcome back. He got his welcome back. But Kevin Love is kind of the guy that he's on a young team, and his pace. He has championship playoff pace. You know how it's slower. That's his pace. And on a young team, that's why a lot of young teams don't make it to the playoffs. And because they play fast, they play energetic, and that usually don't get it done. Why do you think got amazing 7 seconds or less Suns team? What they do? Nothing. Anyway, like teams like that don't play the best. The teams that's full of vets and great players that slow on the game, run a lot of ISOs with the star. Those are your best teams. I mean, for a while, the Lakers kept the Showtime's Lakers name because it was a lot of lobs to Larry Nance. You had all these crazy plays, but we were losing by 20 and 30. But at the end of the game, you have 5 top 10 plays on ESPN that week, but you lost by 30. So, you know what I mean? It's like the young teams play fast, and that Kevin Love does not fit that. Kevin Love goes to one of these. See, if he was on Phoenix right now, he could do exactly what Jay Crowder's doing. Play some defense, spot up, you know what I mean? He could do that, and he would do it very well.
One more thing, and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, this one's gonna be quick, so that's why I'm throwing it in here at the end. All right.
All right.
I need all 3 of us one name. You only get one. There's no 1A, 1B. You get one. Worst contract in the NBA right now. Go. Who's got the worst contract in the NBA? De'Aaron, you got a name?
Kendall.
Not worst, but up there.
For worst, as in now that he's in the big fish in the small pond again, maybe. But a lot of people are saying that they don't even think he's gonna ever suit up for the Thunder. He's probably gonna get flipped.
I said that. I said he's getting traded for picks.
Yeah.
They're gonna trade him
But
during the draft.
mine. You ready for mine?
Don't say it yet.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure me and you got the same one. Well,
No, you probably not. Yeah, I would probably not have the same one as you.
Okay, obviously it's because my team, but Kentavious Caldwell Pope is getting paid $39 million. He's not worth that at all. So to me, and obviously it's a little biased because he's on my favorite team, but he is one of them. He's the most overpaid player in the fucking. Bro, he's like the 30th option on the fucking team, and his only role is to shoot, and he shoots 21% when it matters, and he's getting paid $39 million for the next 3 years.
And I'm about to tell you right now, this man has got a player option, which he's going to accept, that is worth $12 million. Okay? Derrick Jones Jr. has the worst contract right now in the NBA. You paid him 2 years, $30 million, and that man's averaging like 7 points.
Didn't he pay him that, and then they traded him?
Or no, I mean, I might have, but I know he's in Portland right now.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how he got there.
No, he got traded. Remember, it was Trevor Ariza. He got traded for Trevor Ariza.
Oh, yeah.
He
worst contract in basketball right
No, this will happen. I ain't gonna lie. Derrick Jones Jr., here's my thing. On the Heat, the year before they went to the championship, his year before he got the contract, he played amazing, bro. He was amazing because, bro, he played the 1 through the 5. He would come out there, he'll play the 1, he would drive to the paint, make some incredible dunks. He would catch lobs, he would pass the ball. He has a little handle on him. He could play in position, and he would come out there at the 5, and because his vertical was so amazing, I'm sorry, bro. Go back and watch him that season, bro.
He was cold. Yeah,
that's why everybody wasn't like, why they
we
signed him
caught
to
that lob.
Like,
And then
bro, the thing is that he was playing 1 through the 5. Depending on who's on court. They would have him at the point guard.
Yeah.
And they'll put him at the 5. And the thing is, he's super small to be a 5, but his vertical is so tall, he was blocking guys like Clint Capella and stuff like that, pinning them off the glass. So that's why the Miami Heat paid him hella money. And then he went on to win the dunk contest. He won the dunk contest. We're paying him. You know, he's an amazing athlete, amazing player. We want to keep him for the next couple years. Like basically Taysom Hill. You know, they paid him a lot of money, but then they signed to a big contract. Then they were like, what the fuck did we just do? We're trying to compete for championships. And then they were like, yeah, you're going to Portland.
Yep. Here's the stat line. In 58 games, he played 58 games of the 72 games for the Portland Trailblazers this year. He averaged 6.8 points, 0 points, and 3.5 rebounds in 58 games. And he's making more money. He's making more money than Cam Payne. He's making more money than Reggie Jackson. He's making more money than
Lou Will.
Yeah, Zion, because Zion's on a rookie contract, making more money than Lou Williams, making more money than Rajon Rondo. And these players are playoff contending players. He's making more money than Cameron Johnson in Phoenix.
But he's on rookie deal, though, you know.
True, but I'm just saying, this guy's making $12 million, bro,
right.
And he averaged 6 points and 3 rebounds.
I'm trying to tell you, when he first got there, I remember during scrimmages, he was a starting small forward. He was starting small forward for a couple games, like the first 5 games. But then they got Robert Covington and them from was it the Rockets in that trade, and then he didn't play no more. And Zach Collins and Nurkic both came from
Nazir Little.
They both, and Harry Giles wasn't hurt no more. He went from here all the way down to Fernie Simons, showed that he's an amazing defender and scorer.
Nazir Little.
Yeah, not that. Well, here's my thing. Nazir Little is always he was my favorite high school player for a while. He's called the Zion stopper. He locked Zion. He was the only player to ever lock Zion up in high school. Completely shut in McDonald's All-American game. Shut him down. Zion wasn't there. Zion he bumped him and Zion fell and broke his thumb. So Zion even left the game too. But then he went on with North Carolina, dominated. But he's 6'5", and they had him playing the power forward.
Yeah.
Zion's undersized and he's 6'6", but he a big dude. Nazir Little is built like Rondo and is 6'5".
Yeah,
he's skinny,
like,
so they start.
Not only is Zion not only is Zion like even though he's undersized, not only is like 240, but he's got like a fucking 38-inch vertical.
Yeah.
So his size and vertical is gonna make up for his height defense.
During the draft combine, somebody completely broke the shit out of the record.
Oh really?
On a vertical jump. I think it was a guy I used to watch in high school. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta hop off here, boys.
Yeah, we're about to wrap it up. We're almost done.
Yeah, hold on.
We're about to wrap this up right in a second. I promise. We'll just all in together.
Hold on,
shout out to the Detroit
Keon Johnson. He got a 45.5.
Damn.
And before him, it was Hamidou. It was Hamidou Diallo who got like a 43.
Yeah, I know Hamidou's fucking leaps.
I believe Keon Johnson is 6'8", small forward, and jumped that high.
That's crazy.
He's a guy from Texas, the small forward Texas.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. This was a good episode, man. We filled out some time. Got to talk about a lot of good stuff.
Where it's at, y'all.
Yeah, man, we might keep this thing rolling. I like this little setup too. We got us all on Discord and we chilling. We're all on camera still. This really nice, man. I like that.
Yeah.
But definitely everybody that came out, thank you guys for coming out and watching again, man. Go to subscribe to the TikTok and go watch all our TikToks that we're making. We're gonna post them a bunch. And anybody that came in through the TikTok, thank y'all for showing up. Share, fucking subscribe. Let's get this thing popping, man.
I think it said that we had like 9 viewers over the whole thing so far.
Yeah. Yeah, not too bad. And also, Jeffrey, what we're gonna start doing is when we go live, we're gonna have you make a TikTok of like, we're live now type thing, and we'll keep posting that every time we go live, so that way when people are on TikTok, they can click our link and know that we're live right now.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, y'all. So go ahead, De'Aaron. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that great episode. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about a lot of different sports too. We don't really do that a lot here, you know. We try to keep up to date because we are a sports podcast, not a basketball football podcast. But you know, when things develop, we talk about it.
And De'Aaron needs to expand himself like I did. Because I've expanded myself, and I've never watched a baseball game in my life until I started doing this podcast. So De'Aaron needs to go ahead. And basketball is way easier to watch than basketball.
Wednesday, 9 p.m., Game 4 tips off on ABC. If you do not watch the game, you owe us both 100 push-ups.
All right.
You gotta at least watch half of it. You gotta watch till halftime or the second half.
All right.
That way, when we do the podcast next Monday, we'll have something to talk about.
That works.
And you'll be able to chime in. All right, so thank everybody for coming out, man, and we're gonna keep this thing popping.
Real talk.
Yeah, man. We'll see y'all. We'll catch y'all in the next one.